Hi, welcome to Seven-Sided Die's Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition Carpathian Adventure. I'm Tom. In a moment, we'll introduce the players. Before that, thank you for joining us. We're a group of gamers who get together in real life to play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Some of us are military, some are in IT. Others are retail managers, a few are parents, students, etc. So we do this strictly for fun. We hope you enjoy it nonetheless. A few thank yous to shout out. Thank you, Siren Escape, for the use of their audio sound effects. That's www.syrinscape.com. Thank you, artist Yenu, for the terrific character art. Please patronize him at the @ Yenu, that's Jeinu, draws, DRAWS, on Instagram, or the @Jeinu on Tumblr and Twitter. Also a new artist, a thank you artist Silky Noir. I hope I pronounced that correct. For your art as well, Silky Noir did Virexen's marvelous character art, which you will see in a moment. Please patronize Silky Noir on DeviantArt. At DeviantArt/Silky Noir, that's SILKYNOIRE, all one word on DeviantArt. Most importantly, we would like to thank you. Again, thank you, our Twitch, a few of you, Instagram and Twitter followers, and our YouTube subscribers for joining us. If you have not already, please follow on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter, and like and subscribe on YouTube. During the stream, some at the table are watching Twitch. We'd be thrilled if you would comment or ask questions, and we'll try to answer them live if we can, and if they are appropriate. So, Brad, or the Carpathian Adventures Gymnast Dunflower, is marketing our t-shirts and sweatshirts with our Seven-Sided Die logo and other designs. And the contest never ends. He's organizing. Brad, what more can you tell us here? Oh, there you go.
There I am. Hi.
It was like, whoosh.
That was super weird.
That was really...
I didn't move at all. I was pretty stationary. Hello
Technology.
and welcome. For the official Seven-Sided Die merchandise, you can head on over to goldenmonkey.threadless.com, and we have a bunch of nice t-shirts. I'm technically, I guess, wearing something from that website, from that shop. But we have we have t-shirts with the logos and stuff, nice tri-blend. They're really nice. But you can buy them there and support us. We're also doing, yeah.
Why not?
Nobody is. No, well, no, I'm not gonna say that on stream, but we've never sold any. We haven't. We haven't sold a single one. So
I bought some. How did you not sell any?
Oh, you? Yeah, I'm saying, but other than people at this table, nobody has bought a t-shirt.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Whether official Seven-Sided Die merchandise or no, actually, I've sold a couple of the other designs, but that's neither here nor there. We're also doing a contest, a new contest. Our old contest was for 50 subscribers, and we hit that. And now we're going for 100 subscribers. So once we do that, we get a cool custom YouTube URL. That's what we get. You will get a free t-shirt, maybe, if we pick you. And there will be more information specifically about that in the future. That's it. Hooray.
Hooray, and Ron Cox.
Yes.
I have his sizes, but I won't say it on air. His size, rather.
We'll deal with the Cox sizes later. Okay. That's something we'll handle off stream.
Oh, okay. Don't
worry.
Andre there. Okay. Thank you, Brad. Travel back 700 years. The year is roughly 1319. Hungary is at its height, and the nascent Ottomans are on the rise. While the papacy is being challenged by an anti-pope, the Templars recede into memory, and the Teutonic Order seems to be growing in power. Castles have risen throughout the land to consolidate feudal power and deal with the Viking threat. Yet Varangian mercenaries still abound. Farther afield than neither Holy nor Roman nor an empire, HRE battles internally, and France continues to duke it out with England. Interspersed among humanity's trials and tribulations, powerful dragons and vampires have some undefined rivalry. Something wicked has unleashed a new horror from the bowels of the earth. That's not Brian that I'm talking about coming down the stairs as I speak. And a deceased, or now deceased player, or deceased character rather, not deceased player.
Oh,
No. A deceased character may have unleashed a plague as well. Welcome to the Carpathian adventure.
Yes.
Brad, I hope you do. I hope you have a synopsis.
Yeah,
We're going back to the Brad Creeper cam
There's a
here.
lot happening. Hold
Brad,
on. Yes.
Brad,
Hello.
what happened last
Hello
episode?
again. Welcome once more to my camera. So, on my last, I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I got not a lot of sleep. So on the last episode of the Carpathian adventure, after arriving in Constantinople and splitting up to take care of separate errands, the champions of the sun reconvened in front of the Hippodrome. They were met by none other than world-renowned merchant Gundrick Voxel. Warrenth and Jumnus immediately went on the offensive, leading to Gundrick's death and dismemberment. As his demon arm tried to crawl away on its own volition, Jumnus and the rest of the party destroyed it. The commotion immediately brought the guards swarming the area. The party explained the situation and were brought to see Theodore... Medikites. I'll get it one day. I swear, one day I'll get it. They shared the knowledge they gained and gave him the head of Bizan Storaru. Theodore paid the party for their work and invited them to a dinner later that night. In the meantime, the party decided to visit a tavern based on the recommendation of a stranger Balder had met earlier. On the way, they came across a peculiar fellow in gray robes by the name of Virexin, who joined the party. The stranger Balder had met turned out to be the current champion at the Hippodrome. After some drinking and friendly banter, they made wagers over the results of tomorrow's race. That's the end.
Woo!
Huzzah! Huzzah! And welcome back. Welcome, Brian.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling we're about to do so much money in magical items. So much money.
Maybe. Yes.
I almost threw my wolf on the table.
I know.
That would have been so funny. That would have been...
You are in a tavern.
Surprise, surprise.
Bleekspoelter, if I remember correctly.
The Danish strudel.
Danish.
The Danish strudel.
Bleekspoelter. It is sitting at a table.
Question: is that an actual place or you created?
Is the Bleekspoelter an actual place?
Yeah, or you created it.
It was a real place back
It's a
in
real place.
1319.
It's a real place in my mind.
Okay.
It burned down circa 1320.
13, I think March of 1319. It burned down.
Business was open for 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
No, it was February, right? What day is today? February 1318. That's when it burns
Oh,
out.
February 21st, the late evening of February 21st in 1318, it burned down.
That is true.
That's
That's what the history would say.
How interesting, really convenient.
I remember reading that somewhere.
You are there at the table. With you are two other individuals. Matthias Bathory gets up from the table and says, "Excuse me, I have to use the restroom." And he disappears.
Never to be heard from again.
He was kidnapped. He was kidnapped.
He was kidnapped
Yeah.
by
Wow, seriously? You
Java.
You
He
got
has
rid
a-
of him by sending him off to take a number 2?
He has a really hard time getting out of that armor.
Let's spend the whole,
It does take a long time.
let's spend the whole session looking for him, trying to find out where he went.
Yes.
You're
Yes,
sitting.
let's do that.
Matthias, where are you going?
No, we can't let him
Matthias!
go.
We need you.
He says,
At least we won't have to drag his unconscious body
He says-
around. That's fine.
he says, Java calls.
That's what our characters would do.
Java and Python beckons me.
What?
Java and Python.
Coffee and snakes. He needs coffee and snakes.
I'm guessing. Anyway, you were there at the table, and the last Guznakneo lifts up his hammer. He says, "Yes, I look forward to challenging you, perhaps, or maybe not. Maybe you will join me. Yeah,
Of course.
yeah. And who are you?
My name is Virexin.
Very quiet fellow.
I thought we were challenging you. I thought we were betting
Oh, that's right. You did.
We're betting.
Oh, he's
we're
been
betting.
challenged.
We're betting items. Your
That's
magical
right.
item against
Yes.
ours.
I don't think we went that far.
Well, let's go that far. Do you want the mace or do you want his axe? Or your choice.
Whoa.
All right, the mace. It's fine.
I thought it was his.
We
his
bet
face.
1,000 gold, if I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there was 1,000 gold
I'm
on the
looking
table.
for it. I could use another 1,000.
What time is it?
It's mid-afternoon.
Okay. And what time do we know were we supposed to be back for dinner?
Dinner
Did
time.
we? Okay. Just okay. Just wanted to make sure.
You look up in the
Is this
sun.
future you, Brian? Is this future you?
I can't even see it. What do you got?
Not really. 'Cause he has
That's
normal.
good. That's
Looks
good
like a paladin.
stuff. Neo.
That's him.
Yes, that's
That's
him.
cool. That's nice.
So is the chariot race tomorrow?
Right there.
Yes, the chariot race is tomorrow. Yeah. Says Norski.
Where do we sign up?
That guy I can't wait to kill. In the chariot race.
Just take his head clean off.
There's something about him.
It's like Medusa's head, though. It still functions.
He doesn't
after
even care. He
death.
doesn't even care about the race. He just drives right up to that guy and beats him to death.
Pretty much.
You have to sign up with the.
Maybe your partner could explain to us how to sign up.
Yes, of course I can. I can tell you exactly how to sign up. You meet up with Karatza at the Hippodrome when he's there. He's a bit of a salesman, if you will, but
When is he there?
it doesn't work for me. I don't know. But he should be there.
All right.
We're avoiding the whole point, the whole thing. Are you too chicken to bet your weapon against ours?
Let's see how tomorrow's race goes first.
That's not how
That's
bets
not
work.
really how betting works.
Right.
Yeah.
What
no.
weapon are you putting on the table?
I'll throw my mace on the table. The flare mace, the magic one.
I thought he was looking for.
I'm willing to bet my weapon to win that.
You're willing to bet your mace.
My weapon, your
May I?
hammer. Sure. Go
He
right
picks
ahead.
it up and he examines it. This is a very fine mace.
Absolutely.
It's killed many.
You're making a serious bet then.
Absolutely. It's crafted by the finest Italian craftsmen.
He hands
It's
it back to
imbued
you.
with a great amount of magical energy.
How about we see your weapon now?
Very well.
It's the right-
And he drops it on the table.
Father?
Jump the hammer.
What?
He showed him.
I'll pick
He
it up.
showed his. You show yours.
No. Check out his weapon.
Inspect it.
Yeah.
How does his weapon feel?
I'll pick it up.
It's too heavy.
There are three people at this table who
I
can
couldn't even look
Very
at that.
innuendoous.
It actually has like a
Check out his weapon. I'll show you yours.
Almost like lightning is flashing around in it, as if you could look into a sky.
Now this is a nice hammer.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Put it back. It'd be a shame for you to lose it.
Yes, it would be a shame. You're willing to lose your hammer, though. First in the race.
Yeah.
Mace.
Mace.
Yeah, the mace.
You're willing to...
I mean, if you want my hammer's nothing special.
No, your mace.
How did you learn that?
Very well. I'll take that.
Okay. This is just us. This is just between me and you.
Well, it depends on how the race is organized. Normally they do it by teams. Okay. It's not up to me. But, yes, in a race that you are on one team and I am on another team,
Mm-hmm.
however that works out,
Okay.
whoever comes in first
The
place.
champions of the sun come in first, we win.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Ugh. I may live to regret this, but fair enough.
You will.
And he's, on that note, another round then. And he calls for another round. And it comes over. What are you guys doing as the afternoon slowly progresses?
I guess I will.
Am I with them?
I would like to send.
Nope.
yeah.
You're still in the. You were
we're at the church. Can I
and you
send
said
a-
you're going to meet at the boat,
Can I want to talk to the waitress.
the ship.
You were, sure.
And I want to say, hey, can you send a messenger to the church, the Hagia Sophia, and then another to the docks, looking for a man, and I will describe Shalom, and I will say, tell him to meet us here. Now, like immediately.
We have to.
Right now.
We should probably go see if we can sign up first on our way back to the palace. Sign up at the Hippodrome. See if anybody's there, and then after that, go to the palace for.
Well, if
Our
you want to
meeting.
go with me, Borink, we can sign up at the
Well,
Hippodrome.
you know what?
good.
Tell him that we're having dinner at the palace to meet us there tonight, if you may, and I'll chuck 2 gold.
Oh,
That's very
I'll
generous
go
of
tell
you.
him.
Thank you.
And then I will say, Jumnus, you
that's
should have him
more
pick up
than
your
me.
armor.
It's
as
not.
well.
It's not ready yet. We just commissioned it this
Oh,
morning.
did it? Oh,
This literally
okay.
this morning.
Strike that, reverse it.
I wish it was ready. I don't want to leave it again.
Sorry, the same day. I didn't
Okay,
realize.
so
See, it was like 2 sessions of,
I don't wanna
of like an
leave it
hour.
again.
Yeah, we do. I mean,
Yeah,
we progress
okay.
slowly.
she turns to, you see her meander back through the crowd. It's fairly busy tavern. She meanders back through it, and she finds a young lad, hands him some coin, and he goes darting off out the front door.
I think
We never did anything.
Idle conversation pursues. Are you at the ship?
It's still in the process.
Yes, if I say I was gonna be there.
Someone comes up to
carefully
the.
sign the head in the camera.
Someone comes up,
So
and
you just got.
see
Now, you're fine where you were, but you were just leaning in.
and says, "I'm looking for Shalom. I'm looking for Shalom."
Yes,
A young-
that will be.
He says, "I was told to get 5 gold from you and take you someplace." They said they were your friends. I think it was 5. It might have been 10.
What's the name?
This guy's asking.
What's
They called themselves the Champions of the Dung. I think.
I roll some insight.
New party.
Last name is
You
Fox,
think
so
he's
I'm
lying
calling
to
you.
you. He said, "Well,
Well, take me there first, and then I'll pay.
okay. I might have gotten it wrong, but follow me." And he takes you to the inn of the Blake Splinter. And you walk in and you see your compatriots. And he says, he pulls on your coat. "May I have my fee now?"
Sure. And I'll give him 5 gold.
"Well, thank you. Thank you." And he scurries off to the bar.
What an idiot.
And there you are, back with the party.
I'm trying to get rid of all this.
Hooray. Yeah. Give it to me.
Well, that's one way.
So we.
So we did divvy.
yeah.
We divvied it up. It was $8.50, like for us, Mattias. Was that it? Did we give any to the others?
Yeah. Well,
You had not.
I don't think we did yet.
Kip, you should have. When we divided, we
If you
included
did, you
it.
did not give any to me, which is
So
fine.
I don't
because
have
was
anything
not-
listed yet, so I don't think we officially
The
divvied
gold.
yet.
The,
We
the
did the
Which is
quest.
math.
fine because I was not. I mean,
We did the math, but I don't think we were like.
The quest
Okay.
was commissioned. It was for Mattias, Balder, Jonas, Gundrick, and Born.
Oh, okay.
So Kip and Shalom and Vyrexen were not part of the party
Okay.
at the time.
Okay.
So I don't know if that factored in anything. I don't remember how much money we got. I know you wrote it down.
Yeah, it was 850 and we just split it by 5. Is that what we did? Pretty sure that's what we did.
You also
We
have extra
split
money
it
now
by
because
however
Gundrick's
many you
gone.
just said.
Yeah, but that would. But Gundrick is dead. So
Yeah, so take
we wouldn't
his
have
share
given
and
Gundrick.
distribute it
Right.
as well.
Okay, so then distribute his to the new party member.
Sure. Okay, so you guys would
Right.
get 425 a pop. Cool. Congrats.
Am I also getting
Spend it
425? Probably
No,
not.
Remember when I told
don't
you
even
gold
know
and
Yeah, I
balls?
was-
Who are you?
Did you really just ask that?
Yeah, you got more.
25.
I was just wondering.
Get out of here.
You
Get
just
outta
keep
here.
earning more faster than you can get rid of it.
Okay.
so I will give. I will offer you $400 towards my debt, or 400 gold towards my debt.
Keep it.
Are I would like to pay you back for what I owe you.
I won't accept it, but you can buy me more drinks.
He's gonna charge
Never.
10 years interest.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to pay 400 gold pieces in drinks.
That's a lot of drinks.
You're gonna be
You
paying
better
for a
get
long
buying.
time.
Balder can handle it.
Yeah, this would 400 would go a long way to what I owe you.
You don't owe me
How
anything.
much do you owe him?
1250.
Oh yeah.
You don't owe me anything.
Oh no! Well, you can't see it when you lean back to watch it.
We're all in this
You
together.
have very little leeway.
The man's feeling generous,
That's quite generous.
so you go with it. I'm sure you'll at some point repay him in other ways.
I imagine Calder carrying a chest full of gold coins.
They mean chest.
I mean,
You can use it to throw
It's
me
like
my
Santa
bachelor
Claus.
party.
He has a bag.
yeah, I could use it for the bachelor party.
All right.
There you go.
There will be tigers and wolves and snakes. Oh my!
I just meant you could save him in battle. I don't know.
Oh.
Or you
All right.
could. I don't know.
So I guess we'll take a run to
With the
Hippodrome.
tiger.
yeah.
I'm
I
sorry,
think-
say
I
that
think-
again. I'm
I
just
think-
trying to imagine those
And your
things
snake.
doing lap dances.
I think we'll take a run to the Hippodrome with Borin, and we'll sign
Yes.
up.
Okay.
Sign up the champions. Of
Are
the
you
sun.
going to sign for the chariot race?
Well, who is racing?
I have to. I have never raced before, but I am willing.
I've never raced before, but you
I guess the
better
more
be
the
sure
more
that
of
I'm
us
gonna be
the
in
more
there
of us
racing.
involved, the better chances we have. 'Cause
Yeah.
Then I would like
uh,
to join your team.
How?
Well, you should go figure out how teams work.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you race?
To the Hippodrome.
It's a very good question.
Okay, so you
You usually put on food.
Go to the Hippodrome. Let's see if we
Let's
can
do
sign
it.
up first.
Yeah, we'll go ask around.
you venture out through the busy streets of Constantinople. It is incredibly busy town, as we previously described. Just about anything you could possibly want to find, you could probably find in Constantinople. You meander your way up toward, you should be able to see it somewhere in this image here, up toward the Hippodrome. Huge building. Blackened at one end from a huge explosion that some of you saw.
I wonder how this happened.
A while back.
Pretty sure it was Marius, Boulder, Jonas, and Bourne are the only ones currently here that have seen it.
You see an
Hippodrome?
entranceway. You see several entranceways into it along a very long side. What are you guys doing? It's not clearly obvious. There's no big giant sign that says register here in Greek.
I know that you had told us that something had called you to the college, the Hippodrome. Something, you had a dream or a vision or something. So I'm paying very careful mind to everything Baldur is doing. I'm watching him I'm still a little drunk, but I'm hawk-eyed on him while we're around the Hippodrome, just to see what he's, if anything weird he's doing.
I guess we'll look for an entrance, right? Is there an entrance around?
Is there a way to
There's
get?
multiple entrances.
All right, we're gonna
Let's
walk
go
in.
walk through one of the
Okay,
entrances.
you walk through one of these entranceways, and right now it doesn't look like the place is open per se, but you see people coming and going. They're hawking wares in the center of it. There's some street merchants with carpets or cloths spread out on the ground selling trinkets and baubles. And you come up to, there appears to be a set of gates, and the gates are closed to go inside. Off to one side, there appears to be a small office.
Okay, we're gonna walk up to the office.
Okay, you walk up to the office. It's an arched way into it. You look inside and you see what appears to be a clerk sitting at a desk. He glances up at you, doesn't take a second look. And,
Slam my arm down. Boom, down on the table. I wish to register.
you say that in what?
In whatever I speak common or adventurous. or whatever.
Adventurous can't?
Yeah.
He looks up at you kind of strange.
And I will
and he
say
says,
in Hellenic, what he means is he wishes to register.
You must speak with Canastra. He will be back later. He's up at the palace, but he should be back later.
What did he say?
We must speak with Canastra.
Yes, Canastra.
He's at the palace, but he'll be back later.
Oh, we'll go meet him now. We're on our way to the palace.
Yeah.
Go meet him at the palace.
Is he having dinner there?
Is Canastra having dinner there?
I don't.
He doesn't.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't know that.
What is this guy?
Yeah.
Why are we
Okay.
coming here? What's the... Okay.
Is Canastra the only way that we can register?
He plans the races.
plans.
He sets up
Okay.
the opponents
I'll relay that.
to make it as exciting as possible. You're exciting. Is he an exciting?
Oh, we're exciting.
What did he say?
I'll relay. I'll relay.
I'm gonna tell him, come a little closer. I'll show you how exciting I could be.
As you grab him by the he's like, lift him off his feet. Is this exciting enough for you? Sorry.
Everything away from me.
No.
So is he having dinner at the palace? Are we gonna see him there?
He doesn't know.
Well, we're going to the palace, so let's see.
All right.
Do you have like the rules or how this plays out, or do you have
They
anything?
change all the time based upon the opponents.
Okay.
But normally there are 2 chariots in a team, and they race against 3 other teams. So,
Okay.
normally, but it's sometimes different.
And what time is the races tomorrow?
I believe the first race starts at noon.
Okay. How many races?
It depends. Sometimes the track is littered with carcasses, and then there's only one.
Okay. So tomorrow there will be only one.
There will be only one. If it goes very quickly, there will be many.
Yes, but if this one races tomorrow, there will be only one.
I'm just gonna say yes. I
But
have no idea
much-
what they're saying. Yes.
Much money will be made.
Well, people pay coming in; they don't pay going out, so it's okay.
Yes.
What's the status with the magic now that after the events?
We can talk to our whoever we're registering with tonight.
Canestra?
Canastra.
Canastra.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask him.
Like the game.
What
Can we-
time?
That's
What time is
Canastra.
Canastra due back? Do you know if he's not? If we can't find him tonight, what time is he due back?
Well, his main office is down near the temple, down near the palace entrance. He doesn't work in this office. He comes and goes as he pleases. He's the dom of the Hippodrome.
How do they arrange anything here?
Can we see from where we're at? Can we see the? I guess would be the where the race takes place. Like, can we see the?
He sees you trying to
The
peer
infield?
outside, and he turns to you. Would you like me to show you the track?
Oh
Yes, very
Yes.
much.
That would be great.
Here, let me close up here.
Then he grabs some large keys and he fumbles with them and he
Follow me.
and he goes and he pulls the door closed and he says yes. And then he goes up to the large gate and he unlocks the gate and then opens it, swings it. Some people start to like approach as if they have permission to go in, and he's like, "Hey, get away!" And then he allows you to go inside. He said, "Quick, come through. I must close this behind me. Can you tell him to go move quicker?"
Oh, come on, get in. He's got to close the gate.
Is everybody going with me? Or am I being locked in there like an animal?
Oh, no, I'm in with you.
Oh, okay.
We're all
All
going.
right, we'll go in.
Yeah,
Leave it in there
you
till the
guys,
race.
We're all
you
going.
gotta get in there.
I'm definitely
you need
going.
to see what's in.
Okay, you go through an entranceway and you find yourself in what would be the equivalent of like the stadium area. It just immediately opens out into a huge, wide open area. You remember it. You
Right.
were here once before. It is just a long row of seats and it kind of curves at one end. It's slightly squarer at the other end. And you can see at the far end there's like a palace booth or like a booth that would be for nobility or something like that. And then on the other side is the same thing. You're entering in, kind of coming out and into it, and then the risers or the steeped seats rise up on either side of you and behind you, and you can walk right up to the edge of it, and you see like a wall as you remember it. And then on the other side, just down inside, is the track itself. In the center of the large, somewhat oblong track is almost an island, if you will. An island with, there's statues, and there's a huge column in the center of it, kind of gray. And you remember from the last time you were here, there was a character, Gundrick, who you know well. I think it was the first time you met him. He ran up to that column for some bizarre reason and started to climb inside of it and disappear inside of it until two people pulled him out. One was this archer who disappeared somewhere. And then another one was, I can't remember who helped. It was Balder. Balder helped pull Gundrick out. So you still see that column. There's a bit of a glow coming off of it and kind of rising upward, a bluish glow. But it looks like they've kind of built some stone up around it.
Really should.
I remember that column there.
Yes.
I was curious
Something-
if that was still going to be there.
Something not right about that thing.
I just have a question. Did it look like Gundrig was climbing inside of it, or did it look like he was being pulled in?
Looked like more like he was being pulled. If I said climbing, it's kind of difficult to tell. He was venturing inside. At the same time, there was almost as if something was pulling him in.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So you can examine.
And does your friend have any questions?
He wants to know if you have any questions.
Questions. Where do they release the animals from?
Where does he wants to know
Are there any,
where
like,
the animals
pits
get
or
released
traps?
from. Do you mean horses or animals?
I mean,
Animals.
like beasts.
He wants to know where beasts, not horses, get released from.
Well, they don't always use beasts. They only use beasts if it's boring. If it's boring, then they throw beasts in to like make it more interesting.
Where would they come from?
And
Does the beasts that get released, are they the ones trained by Irene?
I don't know. Colestron would know that.
Okay.
If you look, there are little doors all the way around the entire periphery.
I was looking for.
He knows the
insane.
big words like I
Don't
know big
metagame.
words like periphery. There are little doors all the way around,
He says there's nowhere for them to come in.
and they open the doors. I don't know how, and the beasts run out. But it's generally just it depends. Beasts are expensive,
Yeah, I do know.
and sometimes
He
they
says
get
he doesn't
killed.
know.
Seems to know very little for working here.
Right.
It's a lot of words for I don't
he
know.
says Canestra knows.
Okay.
All right.
Anybody
So,
else?
he says, do you want to
So how
walk
far
around
down?
more?
How high up are we?
When you came out, you're just a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 feet above the surface of the track itself, if you will. So, and then there, if you were to turn right or left, you could go down and up the stairs to either side and kind of continue to climb upward, if you will.
Shall we get a closer view?
So the first seats are on the level of the almost. At the
What do you
level
want
of
to
the
do,
track?
Balder?
Is that it?
I want to check out this thing in the middle. I don't trust it.
Let's go.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
you know what? I wasn't going to do this now, but this is all live, so what the heck. So these guys are not with you anymore. And whoever wants that.
Start quests.
Keep this looking here.
Quest.
Uh-oh.
To seek the holy grail.
Here it comes.
Since you are
What
there.
is your favorite color?
Blue. No, wait a minute. Yellow. Ah!
Oh boy.
Is it an
Oh
African or
boy,
European
that's
swallow?
right.
Which way you going?
Oh.
Lengthwise like that.
Oh no.
Wow. It does not fit.
Yes, it does. As someone
Not
who measured it.
not when there's Play-Dohs here, it doesn't.
Oh my.
And
We just can't use this part.
Ooh.
That.
Nice.
we must thank
Well,
Ryan for the island.
Wow.
You are welcome.
That was way bigger of a statue or a pillar than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was
I
like
think it's actually bigger than that,
Are you gonna check
you
it
serious?
out?
according to
We
his
destroyed
description.
So who's who?
Could you?
How
set
did we
that camera
destroy
down at the
that?
end? So, put the
We just like
things
rammed
down
a
that way, I
chariot
guess.
into it.
Down where? Right down here?
Yeah, down there. Just somewhere.
Okay, so these are the seats,
Yes.
and they are almost at the same level as the.
Maybe a couple feet above. The lowest one is maybe a couple feet above. Does that make sense?
Who is this? You?
I'm assuming.
For right
better
now.
than you do.
I don't have
Does-
anything else.
Looks like a hobbit.
I'm gonna ask the
Very
the
close.
guy.
After we
in
flashed the
Hellenic.
pillar.
What are the names of the four?
That is a good question.
Anaxis would know.
They are Greek gods and heroes of the empire, of the Byzantine Empire. Warriors who helped the empire grow and survive. We need guys, warriors like that right now. Things are not going so well.
What language does he say that in?
Hellenic.
Oh, okay.
Alder, I have no real interest in whatever magic may come from that middle tower there. However, unless it's going to be causing us some sort of trouble later.
I don't know. It caused some trouble last time.
Only because we decided to meddle with it, right? Or somebody decided to meddle with it.
It's true. Can I ask the guy that's with us what he knows? What do you know about that pillar in the center?
It is something nasty. That's why they built up some rubble around it, just to keep others away from it. But it's been months since anyone has gone near it. Most people stay away from it. It is very bad.
All right.
Why
Is it any? Why is it still here if it's this dangerous?
Because no one wants to touch it. Do you?
How did it get here?
I could take a look at it.
Yeah. Go for it.
I'll walk over to it.
It's a pillar.
Do you speak Hellenic?
It's a pillar.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's
I
just
do
say
know.
It's a
you do.
blue pillar.
It's kind of
It
grayish.
seems very
blue.
convenient language.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah. I'm picking up
Does
some
it
words.
shine?
Does it shine? It has like a bluish glow, almost like it's shooting up into the sky. Kind of a.
Is it made of quartz?
The pillar is not made of quartz. No. It looks like a kind of a metal, almost like a an aged copper.
Not without me.
Look.
Okay. How dare you?
And what was your question, Virex?
Would I recognize any of them as Greek gods?
Yes, you might. There's probably more than are depicted there. There's probably a lot more than are depicted, but space and unless we were to extend the track out the other room, this is kind of representative of what you see. Does that make sense?
It's just isn't scale enough for me.
There you go. I'm sorry. Go back to work, Ryan.
I picked a life-size model.
Yes, you would probably. You would. I don't know if you would see the one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say because it's up to you. But give it a % chance. Roll a percentile die.
Yeah, those 10s. 67.
67. Okay, yeah, you do see the one starting with an A that we had discussed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now what? Do we
Can't
I
be
will walk
cannot
up to
be
it.
Apollo.
Okay, you walk up to it.
Oh yeah.
Do I feel anything at all?
That's right.
No, not really. I mean, you're standing in the track area, or are you
I'll climb up there.
you climb up next to it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Is that water? That is the
Yeah,
blue?
it's like
is the
water, yeah.
Okay.
And I'll tell since the guys are following me, I'll kind of talk to them. It's like the last time we were here, we almost lost Gundrick into this thing.
I don't think we should get too close.
I don't trust it.
I don't trust it either.
What, the giant glowing metal pole of death?
They can't tell me that everybody here doesn't know what it is. They just leave it here.
It is strange.
Well, maybe the guy in charge of the races would be able to tell us what that thing is all about.
I'm keeping an eye on the stack.
I'm right next to Balder.
Okay.
Emergency situation. I'm right there. Oh no.
Emergency.
I'm there just in case.
Emergency situation.
Have we not learned yet that we probably shouldn't touch?
I'll poke it with my hammer.
Okay.
Let's not-
Nothing happens.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Tomorrow I can do something.
Nothing appears to be doing anything.
It's radiating some kind of energy. It's clearly not
Can you tell what kind of magic it is?
not right now. Not today.
Ask me tomorrow.
Okay.
What?
Ask me after about an 8-hour rest.
I can do that.
Only
It's
you
tomorrow.
still need it prepped, yeah.
Until tomorrow.
I don't think it's still magical. And I'll just
It's
go,
glowing.
I'll just go
Don't
ahead and touch it.
touch it.
You touch it. Okay. Roll a.
Oh, he's been waiting.
Oh,
no!
Tomorrow I could have.
You're
Baldur!
There's an army behind that.
He's
thing.
been waiting for that.
Father!
That's it.
He's been waiting for this for like a year.
Who are you?
No, you.
I wasn't actually. I wasn't. You guys don't.
There's an army behind that.
Guys always
He was like, now that Gundryk's dead, nobody's gonna touch it. Oh,
Guys,
Oh, no.
You guys always surprise me.
Can I like try to
Can you
stop
find guy
him?
up too, please?
Can I like try to
Roll a wisdom save.
run his head?
No.
Yeah, thanks.
No.
you can stop him or try.
A 10?
I'll murder
10.
him. It's fine.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Uh-oh. What have we
At
done?
least him and Jumnus.
Yeah, I'm okay.
We got an 18 on initiative.
Oh, come on.
Huh? 18. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Not as good.
Do we all see those?
8.
Yes.
Hey,
Oh,
guys,
what?
something's happening.
Oh, this is different.
Huh? Okay. They get a 19. Would you somebody put them in order up there, please?
They're in order.
Opponents. Walder.
Should we roll too?
Yeah,
Sure. It might
as
as
soon as
well
they
at
show
this
up.
point, but you're
That's
not
20.
gonna. You're not going to be able to do anything. It's just the first 3 folks up there on this first round. Okay, those guys, go ahead. And what's your AC there, boss?
What's your AC?
18.
18. Oh, you're a tank.
I mean, no. AC is 21.
21. Okay. Still a tank. A double tank. Okay, there we go. That's what I need. Okay, and 1 nat 20. Somebody tossed me a crit card, a miss, and a miss.
Oh, yeah.
And.
You got this.
Is there like,
And
is
then
there, like,
make
secret
a-
technique?
At the corner. You have to pick it up by the corner.
No, the corner has
Oh.
too small.
I did it. I've done it.
Me and Mark, we're used to the
All right, look, I'm new here. All right, I'll go
Take
here.
19 points of damage. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
Target loses 10 feet off of its movement. The creature in movement drops to 0 if it is immobile. So, no, you just lose 10 feet. If the target does not have legs, which you do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you just lose 10 feet of movement. And you take 19 points of damage. Make another save.
10?
10. You are
How many years have we got today?
you are frightened. And so...
It's the worst one.
Huh? Is it? It's the worst?
Well, not the worst, but it's like your top 4.
The
You're a
worst.
big sissy since you became old.
I am not.
Phrase
Since you became old, you are.
You are frightened.
Old man.
And you...
I'll show you how frightened I am.
Age 12 years.
Gosh. You're gonna die of
How old are you now? 71?
I think so. 12 years.
You age 12 years. Okay.
I am 70.
Can we stop touching stuff?
Stop
touching things.
The champions of the sun. We
Christ.
can't
Just
stop
wanted to see
touching
what he was
things.
gonna do. I didn't think he was gonna do
You can
that.
touch this.
Yeah, I thought I'd be able to stop it.
Okay. It is... Let me just do this. There we go. Okay. And it is Baldur. You are up, followed by Jumnus. And then we're going to go back to the opponents and then go straight down through. Did we Kip?
We haven't
Shalom?
done-
We
No,
haven't
we
done
didn't
everybody
do that
else
yet.
roll, and
Yeah,
we'll
just
just
rolled, but we didn't do
But
it.
we're just going to do Baldur and Jumnus right now. Baldur, you're up.
So,
I will run away.
Okay, run. You got
so it's a
20?
normally 30,
18.
now 20 feet of movement.
Jump.
but these are spirits, right? They look like specter. Are they ghosts?
I did, yeah. I got 19.
They look slightly different than what you guys
I'm
saw
not 20 yet.
out on the Anatolian coast.
7. That's where we were. Religion bros. The bottom of the initiative.
Oh boy.
feels good to be able to actually roll a 20 for once.
Okay, Boulder, Ran, Jumnish, you're up. Followed by the opponents, and then go straight back down through.
Not happy about this. I am going to. There's 3 of them.
Yes.
I'm gonna sigh, and just because this keeps happening, and I'm going to, clutching my holy symbol, I'm going to whisper a prayer to the Dawnflower, asking her for help vanquishing this evil, and I will cast, not cast, but I will use my channel divinity, Radiance of the Dawn. So, 30-foot radius centered on me. They have to make a Constitution save against 17.
17.
Yes, lest they take this amount of damage.
So if they fail, they take damage. If they don't fail,
Well, they're going to take damage no matter what.
Okay.
That's not a lot.
Okay, 1, 2 saves and 1 fail.
So the fails take 12 and the saves take 6.
Okay.
And then with my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon on the furthest one.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing away at it with my flaming fiery scimitar.
Awesome.
With my bonus action. That is an 18 plus 9.
18
27?
plus 9 hits. Yep.
I hope so.
Your flaming sword weaves its way through this apparitional form.
It deals 13 points of radiant damage.
Okay, I'm gonna
all of that was radiant damage.
I'm going to say the one closest to you was the one that took the most damage.
Sure.
Okay. So, okay, this flaming sword just weaves down through it. The opponents are back up. They really only have. I'd assume they can't. Go ahead.
If it stopped at the round and now it's far right.
So the round starts over again.
No, the round's starting
yeah,
over upstairs.
Thank you.
He's keeping the order, them going first.
Yeah, they're just going to go right, and then we're going to go back, because this kind of like took all of you by like, oh crap, what just happened?
No, it's because
initiative is
Varex's
25.
Yeah, but
I
I
rolled
think
an
he's
actual
doing these first, and then we're going in our initiative.
A second round with the 3, is that it?
Oh, so do you want me to... Okay.
Okay,
How
these
are you gonna do
guys, can they attack a spiritual weapon?
That's how initiative is.
Can they?
Because he did
Can,
like
can,
separate.
can enemies attack a spiritual
No,
weapon?
they do not.
Okay, so these three
I mean, they can
swarm
try.
you, and that guy's going to go up against you.
Well, he started
can
with
certainly
Let's
opponents.
try him back up there.
He started with
Okay.
opponents and me, so I think it's
Were you up
just...
here, Dylan?
We all
Okay,
got that
there's
first
2
round,
on you.
and
What's
then
your
it-
AC,
But then if we
Jonas?
go 19.
19. 1 hit and 1 on Boulder. 19 on Boulder. I don't think that hits you, correct? No. Okay, make a save as well.
What
if
type
you
of
would.
save?
A wisdom save, which is absurdly ridiculous for you.
22.
22. You saved. You take this apparitional hands kind of claw into you. You take 11, 12, 15 points of damage, of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Okie doke. And then Borinth, you are up. You guys rearranged
no,
it.
I wouldn't be up. I wouldn't be up.
That's
That's
why
the
we
initiative
request-
order.
So
Cool.
Vyrexen's up.
Cool. Vyrexen, you're up.
That's how it's...
That's not how we wanted it.
Cool. It's all good.
Do you, I mean,
it's
do
all
you
good.
want me to put
You know
it
what?
back the way
it's
it
good.
was?
It's good. Let's just go with it. Vyrexen, you're up.
Because I want to do points to go 3 times.
I can't really reach, but I'm going to move up to the one that's attacking Boulder.
Sure, absolutely you can.
5. That's 25 feet.
What are you doing? Why are you standing up?
Because I need to see where I was. And I'm going to attack with my sword.
And
Okay.
left. And then we're in that.
15 to hit.
Okay. 15 does hit.
And that's 7 points of damage.
You do damage.
And then bonus action, I'm going to punch it with an unarmed strike.
Okay.
Ghost Puncher.
15 to hit.
Okay. You hit.
And 8 points of damage.
Your fist goes like into this apparitional form, and you're surprised it actually seems to resist, and then it like punches in, and almost you can feel it taking pain as you do so. Okay. Anything else?
It's just me.
No.
Just you.
Okie doke. That's Vyrexen. Borinth, you are up.
Is there still 3 left? Oh, there's only two left.
There's three.
There's three.
three
Orin, you are
There's 2 up on
alright.
me and 1 down below.
I am going to rage. Rage, and I'm gonna run forward. I guess. Oh, I see where the other one is. Okay, I'll run forward at the one that's in front of Balder, and on my way past, I'm going to push Vyrexen out of the way and just be like, "Step out of the way, son." And I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take 2. The Hobbit. Yeah. I'm gonna take.
I thought that was the crazy dude.
First attack on him. There's only one right there, right?
Yeah, that guy.
correct.
All right, I'm gonna take one. It's reckless.
Being your level 1,
Won't
he's
even need it.
probably saving you from a terrible,
219.
terrible fate.
So it's 19 plus 11 to hit. They are really nice.
Yes, that's a hit.
Okay.
Your hammer bashes into this apparitional form. It just kind of
Should we just start
whooshes
selling dice
through
that
it.
say guaranteed to roll 20?
So that's 13 points of damage for the first one.
Whooshes through it.
And
You can.
what's that?
What was I supposed to say?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
I mean, he's commenting upon
Yeah, no, I get it.
He's commenting upon my
Does someone say
diatribe.
whoosh?
No. I'm like, oh,
Did it connect? Did I?
Yes, I said
okay.
you hit.
Oh, okay. So the first attack was 13 points of
You
damage.
whooshed through it.
Oh, okay.
And it was echoed on the other side.
Strong. It was a good
It was a
whoosh.
good one.
no,
Not bad.
my
Not like a-
reaction,
not like a
Forrest
my
doesn't
reaction
want
was
anyone
like,
to,
oh great,
you know,
like,
tell
you
him
need
that he had a
magical
small
things
whoosh,
to hit it,
you
and
know.
I have nothing magical.
Oh,
That was
okay.
my-
Forrest
that was
doesn't
my-
want to think
I
that he had a
misunderstood.
small whoosh.
It was a great big
It's gotta
meaty
be a,
whoosh.
It's got to be a big meaty whoosh.
It was a meaty
Okay.
whoosh. It was a big.
Great
Okay.
big
Wrong.
jumbo nano.
Well,
Okay.
Oh god, I got a bunch of friends watching
saw
me too.
him hit it with his fist.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
My friends are making me move cameras and things so they could see. And
Oh, well, that's good. Well,
Yes.
thank you, Mark's friends.
Great.
Okay.
Hello, friends.
Second attack.
Distracting Mark.
Yes, they're distracting.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Second attack. Reckless.
Aren't I supposed to roll something for this?
When he gets
22 or 23. 23 to hit.
At the end of my turn,
You hit?
right?
Yes. You hit. You whooshed again.
What does it say?
You whoosher.
So that's 14 points of damage.
Find out.
Okay.
To see if
The
you-
second whoosh.
Okay. Second whoosh.
Good whoosh.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's all I
Okay.
got.
You feel your hammer whoosh, whoosh. And if a ghost can look badly, not a ghost, a apparitional form can look badly injured, it looks badly injured.
I think I badly injured him.
You whooshed him. You double whooshed him.
Look, I badly injured him. Now, Balder, get out of here.
That was the rare double whoosh.
Okay, so
so
the
proud of
opponents
you.
are back up, I guess. Okay.
If only it was a triple whoosh.
Yeah, when it's
Ah.
when you
Okay,
can actually
so the opponents go
roll something
ahead
they-
and on.
they say.
He's got 1, 2, 3, Boulder, 4, 5. Actually, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3,
I thought he
4,
already
5,
went.
6. So
That's why he didn't want to
he's
repeat
gonna
the
turn
order
and
after
he's gonna go ahead and turn
This
it
is the order this
and
one should
attack
start.
whatever this guy is. Make a
Vyrexen.
wisdom save.
I
Vyrexen.
told him to get out of the way.
Vyrexen
should
save. Vyrexen.
He can't
9.
move without
AC
getting
9.
damage.
Okay, you are.
Let him
Why are they getting another
You are
attack?
frightened. Make another wisdom save.
Because I
Easy.
played better.
They went out of order. They don't get another attack.
13.
13. Yeah. 13. DC 30. So if it's the same number, you're good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing else happens on that one. And then you take. He goes ahead and he swings away. 17. Does that hit you?
Oh, that's exactly my AC. Yeah.
I'm
So
going to
that's a
use
yes?
my reaction to cast a warning flare. It's a disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage. Second roll is a 3. So he misses you, even with the bonuses on that. And on Jumnus, make a wisdom save, sir. Not that it's going to matter with you. And
That
Which
actually
might matter.
probably will matter. The 16?
16 is good. No, you're good.
Damn.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
And does an 18 hit you?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Whoosh. The one guy claws away at you,
Bad
and the other one claws away at you. I'm sorry.
That was a bad whoosh.
That was
It
not
was
a
a
meaty
bad.
whoosh.
It was a bad whoosh.
So
by
that
the-
was a missing whoosh.
It was a missing.
Okay. Okay. So a week.
So that was the opponents. They went. So it didn't really affect anything by them going when they did. Okay, cool. Balder, you're up, followed by Kip's on deck, then Jumna Shalom, and then back to the top.
I got one. I still have shorter movement. 2.
Yes,
3.
unless you are. You need a cure wounds or similar spell. You can hand that to
Okay.
me.
Okay. So I'll run. I'll run over there and jump up on the pillar again, and then somehow, seemingly out of nowhere, all the years of drinking and bad habits seem to catch up to Balder, and he has a heart attack.
I will actually have a heart attack.
Good God. How many years you have now? Is it 70?
70 years old. I don't know if I have any way of actually knowing that.
We need to
70
find
years old.
somebody to take care of you.
I can't do it. I'm not good at
I think it's time for you to retire.
it. I'm not powerful.
Put up the hand.
Okay, so that's Balder. Kip, you're up.
Alright,
by
so
Jumnus
My
Shalom.
younger brother Boulder.
So I think
who's
Kip doesn't know what to
25.
do here because he sees
Comes in.
these spirits and he's gonna start freaking out. He's gonna ask like why they're attacking. Does he get any response
Wasn't it
From
your brother?
the-
from
Yeah,
the
from-
spectral spirits? He's gonna ask them like what do they want?
Roll. You ask him in what language?
He's my other brother.
Where are we right now?
What languages? I want to get out of this. What languages does Kip know? Senses, proficiency languages.
He knows the one the ghost speaks.
Ghost language.
Undercut?
I'm gonna say Sylvan.
He knows spooky.
Go ask in Sylvan.
Okay, roll a d20.
That's a 3.
You don't get a response.
Okay.
But one of them turns and looks at you.
Okay. So with that though, but Lykoa on the other hand is going to jump in, and he's gonna move right up here next to Jumnus and attack this one in the front. So Jumnus is next to him, so that'll give me pack tactics,
Here's my monkey.
which
Did I leave him
is
at
an
the bar?
advantage.
Where's Georgie?
So that's a 20 to hit,
Here.
A 20 hits.
All the guns.
which is
Farthest it could be.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage, piercing damage.
10 damage. That one, it was just -6 from Jonas. So minus. Yep.
Yep. He also has to do a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
He's cool.
Okay.
If a ghost can be cool.
Okay.
Well, they're really
He puts
cool.
on sunglasses.
Are you?
Finger guns us.
Oh, that's okay. And then second
Unless you can
attack
heal
will be.
age.
So that's gonna hit. And then.
Unless you happen to heal age.
You're gonna have to go to max
6, 10,
in 300 years.
14,
You're
17 points of damage.
Ooh.
And then another DC 13 strength.
Ooh. Ooh. 14. Ooh. Ooh. So would you say 17 points?
That was a 10.
Yeah, it's 18.
Yep. That makes sense. Okay. Cool.
And then there was a third. Oh, you rolled a 14.
Yes.
Oh, so we see. Okay, that's it.
Okay, and that was Kip. Jumnus, you are on deck, followed by Shalom, Virexen, Borin.
My
Just a
situation.
lot of hit points.
I'm doing the exact same thing I had just done. So they all need to make a Constitution save against 17.
17, 20, 16, 1.
Okay, so... Alright, that's a 7. Oh, and I rolled the wrong dice
Elixir
there.
of
So
healing.
let's try that again. So the ones who failed will take 20 points of radiant damage.
Ow!
And the ones who succeed will take 10 radiant damage.
Woohoo!
I'm assuming the ones just closest will take...
So the one closest, the one near Borin, takes 10.
Sure. Or whatever.
Yeah, 10. Okay, that one in front of you, you see it suddenly like sparkle. The one in front of Borin, sparkle and Virexen in front of Borin and Virexen, sparkle and then like vanish.
Okay. So this one is dead? Or re-dead? Re-gone?
Bye.
Okay, and then with my bonus action, I'm going to move my spiritual weapon up to this guy. And This is not the one I hit with it before, I guess?
It is. That is. You hit it
Oh,
once.
yeah. Oh, I see what
with
Kira was attacking
the
the other
spell, it did 6. Then you did another 13 to it.
one. Okay.
And then you just did 20 to it.
That's 15?
15 does hit.
Oh, neat. So then it takes another 13 points of radiant damage. As the fiery scimitar cuts through it. And whooshes through it.
You see it like start to tremble, but it's still, as the sword cuts through it, but it remains standing. Anything else?
I shout,
Standing or
"Die,
floating or whatever.
wicked monster!" And that's my turn.
Okay, that was Jamna. Shalom, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna
Followed by Varex and Vorin.
do this. Other guy here. The ghost is engaged with the wolf. Do I have advantage?
Sure.
I didn't see it.
Sure, I'll give it to you.
I can see anything they say now.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, absolutely. Because you have an opponent, you have a party member. Not, I'm giving it to you. You have it because you're right.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because it's the
That's
wolf.
already happened, right?
I see
20
your point. I'm going to say yes for right now, unless I'm mistaken.
26 on the first. 26 on the second.
To hit?
Yeah.
He likes
Oh
that.
yeah, they definitely hit.
So the first one, I'm gonna be
It's not working.
the sneak attack. Which is horrible. It's 10 damage.
10 damage. Your sneak attack cuts through it.
Getting closer.
And the second one is 8 damage.
And it just vaporizes in front of you as you see Shalom swinging his sword through it from the flank. Okay. Anything else?
That's all I can do.
Okay, Shalom, Virexen, you are up, followed by Vorin, then the opponents.
I'm gonna move up towards the last one.
Okay, so you're gonna.
when you lean down.
1, 2,
You gotta watch it right,
three.
your head.
Yeah, you can get up there. Sure.
I can't really.
Oh, on yours.
Up here?
On my side.
Like
Yeah, you should.
up one time, like,
Yeah, you're there. You can get up there.
and I'm just going to swing out with the sword.
Sure.
We need to put a higher angle in front of us.
13.
He's a heavy one.
13 does hit.
Oh, okay, good.
I know we wanted to avoid that look. I think we need to raise him up.
That's not,
8 points of damage.
not gonna reckless.
Okay.
And then bonus action, spend a key point, 30 of those. So I make 2 unarmed attacks against him now. So I'm just going to roll them both at the same time. 11 and 10 to hit.
11 hits, 10 does not.
Okay. So 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
What?
You your sword, your white blade. You see Virexen swinging this white blade, actually pure white, just kind of cleaves through this ghost, and it vaporizes.
Sorry. This guy.
I didn't want it to die.
Oh, you wanted to question it, save it for later?
I was gonna try to grapple it and have you talk to it.
Oh.
Well,
As it leaves,
wasn't
I
Balder,
say,
get more to come out.
I say,
Touch it again.
Go ahead, touch it.
It's only another 11 years.
it's not.
Is it still glowing? Is the pillar still glowing though?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like bright, and it's not the pillar. It's almost just like there's like a sheen.
Wait, who's the youngest?
Upward.
Balder.
You're an elf?
Balder.
What
happened?
Years to spare.
153, yeah.
Not what I thought was going to happen.
Did you see anything when you touched it?
No.
In your old age.
You look horrible.
I feel much older.
He may not even let you compete in a race. You might be too old. You may have to.
Maybe they have a seniors only race.
Yeah.
Seniors only. I'm going to have to find a wizard to
You
correct
have to
this.
represent your ARP card.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Balder.
Okay. So any of those effects, if you could just show me.
Yeah,
that
let's
back
just.
into that.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna do it to see if that helps his age. Is what my intention. But
I don't think so.
Yeah, metagaming wise, that'll help his other stuff.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's worth it. It's worth trying, but it did address the other issue.
I don't know how this thing works.
I don't know what it's called, but I'm pretty
So,
sure.
That didn't go so well. We learned absolutely nothing
it
from
went
that.
you see the guy standing over the other side. He said, that was very well. If you do that tomorrow, that would be marvelous. Although I didn't understand what you just said. But if he does that tomorrow.
I'll tell him. He said that one very well.
Yes, that went very, very well.
What,
You do that same thing tomorrow. That with whatever you did to him, that was very, 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 very impressive.
What is this?
It's a pour.
Why did these spirits come out of it?
That is a good question.
Has that happened before?
Yes, there was a man. He tried to climb inside of it, and he released some things. But it's been a long time. Most people don't touch it.
Where did this statue come from?
It's been there. It was it used to have two heads on top of it, and they went out from either side. But the man who climbed in it broke it.
What were the heads?
Snakes.
Snakes. Never good.
Two snakes.
It's called the serpent's column.
Why did it have to be snakes?
Yes, snakes are never good. I
It's
just bought one.
Yeah.
You bought a snake?
Yes,
Kill my pet.
a giant one.
Bigger than this?
Yes, it probably fought in this arena at one point.
Snakes in an arena are not very entertaining. They don't move very quickly.
No.
But
He
Have you ever
he
seen a
says that
snake?
Gundrick went into the pole. When you touched it, what happened?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Except those things. came
So
out.
I was right there as well. What
That's
did
interesting.
what did it look like? What happened? How did it?
it kind of, when he touched it?
Yeah.
When he touched it, it kind of sheen, but it kind of almost pushed him back momentarily. He wasn't able to stay there,
Okay.
do anything.
You touched what hand did you touch it with?
My left hand. Why?
My left hand.
You don't see anything wrong with his hand.
you
if
wearing
that's
the
what you
ring?
mean.
Okay.
It's Baldur's ready.
So I'm gonna say
You don't see
we were
tree bark, if you will.
Yeah, no, of course. You were
Boris ready
literally
straight.
just saying that we shouldn't touch it and that we don't trust it. Why? What made you do that? Why would you do such a thing
I don't know.
after
I just
all we've
felt-
seen?
I felt. I don't know. I don't know why I touched it.
Well,
Just being near it. I don't know if it made me do it.
Why you? I don't feel this. I don't. Does anyone else feel compelled to touch it?
No.
Why you?
I
What
don't
is
know.
making you do this?
I don't know.
I'm not compelled to touch it. I'm compelled to
Do you,
stop whatever it is that, and I'm kind of wondering is if we need to somehow expend it of
I turned
whatever's
to
coming
the,
from
the
it.
guy.
Like,
This statue is.
Is there
evil.
anything under the arena?
Oh, yes, of course. I mean,
almost
there
as
are
if we were to all
tables and
enter it.
stars.
Does
Whatever
the
this
pillar go?
thing is,
all the way
maybe?
down?
I don't know.
Yes.
And destroy it from within? I don't know.
It goes a ways.
This,
I don't know how tall.
this statue needs to be destroyed somehow.
Okay.
It looks like that was already attempted and it didn't really work.
It wasn't destroyed well enough.
I
But, I mean,
approach
you can't
the-
see it on the
the
ground.
statue is
That's what you mean.
conduit.
Huh?
You
for
can't
whatever
see it on the ground. At least I
evil
can't
energies.
see it on the ground. It's
it's
pretty
expelling.
deep, I believe.
Can you
I'm gonna approach the pillar.
commune
Is there
with your
any,
goddess?
any,
I mean, she is good, and this is
any kind
evil.
of symbols
I-
or things
What-
like that?
To what end? I can ask her for advice.
Yes.
I don't know what form that would take if any at all.
I mean, I don't have answers, but that's somewhere to start.
You approach it and you
This
look
could be a
for
good place to build a church, right here.
symbols on the column.
Little one right here.
It is a church
Little
of
guy.
sorts.
It seems perfectly clean and very smooth and round and spiraling upward,
Why?
much like what you see.
Why would there be snakes in the middle of all these Greek deities?
I think the
The
deities were
pillar
built
was
after.
there already.
Yes.
They built the stuff around it.
Right.
Is the
Isn't there
pillar
the-
here before the Colosseum? Do we know? The Hippodrome. Excuse me.
That's what the guy said, right? The pillar
Don't
was
quote me
here
on this also,
already.
but I'm pretty sure
I don't
the
know.
Greek god is
don't-
a symbol of snakes, and he like represents healing and stuff. Actually, don't quote me on that, however.
Wait, what?
Say this.
I think there's a man
pretty sure-
who knows
Well,
this
your character
Hippodrome better
might
than anyone
know.
else, and you should have that
Sorry,
You've
conversation.
given your
Hippocrates.
sure.
Oh, it's it starts with a C.
7 total.
You think, but you don't recall.
I'm gonna
Sisyphus?
find the statue.
No,
so I'm
Sisyphus
gonna
is the one that
Sure.
moves the boulder up.
That's his name. Is
I can only think of
Hippocrates, I
Caduceus.
think.
That's all I can think of.
I think so. Yeah.
He was.
So you're
Demigod.
you're standing in this arena. Is there anything else you want to see? That was very impressive. Your friend looks much older.
Frightening.
Hey.
It's best if we had a
Yes.
later discussion if this is even something that we need to be
Yeah. Yeah.
dealing with.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen what it can do, and we know what happens when we touch
Yeah,
it.
we
I mean, Gundrick went inside of it.
Okay, Balder, just
we need to get
pull your hammer and
Balder
just
to help.
way away.
Yeah.
Start the thing.
One more instance like this, and he could be dead.
Yeah, you do look. It's the same thing that happened to you before. You look skinnier, and more frail.
And Gray.
Are you even going to be able to lift that hammer when I win it?
Definitely more frail.
I'm really glad we managed to stop the ghosts before they start another zombie epidemic.
All right.
But we have some people to meet.
Yeah.
All right.
We should go.
You know, yes.
We should go.
I was actually going to ask the folks at the palace if I'd be able to have access to some sort of library. Perhaps we can research this as well.
Okay. Sure. Let's go to the palace.
Okay, so he escorts you back outside of the arena, hippodrome, if you will. You go back through an arched entrance. He closes the gate and he says, "I hope to see you again." Yes.
Just before I go, I just want to take a handful of dirt from the Colosseum and just put it in a pouch.
Sure. You have no problem picking up dirt. I'm sorry?
I'm gonna follow them out.
Okay. I assume you are, unless you say otherwise.
Tom?
Yes.
Signor just joined the stream, and she says thank you for showcasing her art.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. You're welcome, Silky Noir. I appreciate it. Thank you. Your art is terrific. That's
Oh, cool.
him over there in the corner. Says Silky Noir. I don't know if you're. Don't want to use specific terms. Silky Noir did that art of by Rexon. It looks awesome. Also did it in like record time. I think your last game was as Gundrick.
Yep.
And here you are 2 weeks later as Virexen.
That's
Boom!
That's crazy.
That's crazy. It's also thank you for being very responsive in working with the artist and saying, hey, yeah, I approved that or fixed that or what have you. So awesome. Thank you. You guys head toward the Hippodrome. Or not toward the Hippodrome, toward the palace. It's late afternoon by this point. The sun is starting to get low on the horizon. It's not nighttime. It's not dusk, if you will. And you approach the palace, and you've seen it before. And you probably see a picture of it here. And you, as you make your way up toward the palace, the guards recognize you. Look at that. The very next one. Blacknese Palace. It's a huge palace. This is probably the wealthiest city in the world at this point. You make your way up toward it. The guards recognize you. You were there actually earlier today. And they escort you into the palace itself. Entering the large Blackernese Palace on the seashore, You note pillars and walls covered in pure gold. And all the wars of the ancients are in paintings themselves, as well as the emperor's own wars are represented in pictures. You're guided through the palace. You note 4 well-appointed guards standing on either side of a throne of gold. A throne of gold. Above it, hanging above the throne, suspended on a chain of the same material, the length of which exactly admits the emperor to sit underneath it, there is a crown. The crown is ornamented with diamonds and precious stones of inestimable value. The luster is such that even without any other light, they illuminate the room in which they are kept. There are other objects of curiosity here and there. The guards escort you into a huge and ornate dining room, and you hear the pounding of IKEA furniture from an adjacent room.
Hey, look at it. Could be worse. You could be having to be the one to put it together.
Oh. Is that a calyx I hear?
I'll pay for that later.
She doesn't watch the stream.
I know.
But
I know.
But it might
And
be
then that's
upstairs.
gonna be the first time she wants the stream.
Okay, you're inside a large dining room. After a few minutes.
Fine. Show them the turkey.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if I have here.
With jerky? Have some?
What? No. Get your own turkey. Yeah, you
I'm surrounded by them.
Make it a Slim Jim. Yeah, I agree.
Dried cured meats. Good.
Sweet baby rings.
Good.
Meat good.
Meat good.
Orange love. I mean, not to be sponsored by.
I wish.
Music technology is great when it works.
I just rolled 1, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, those dice are cursed.
No.
And your other dice are also cursed by being in proximity.
What is,
Yes, I know.
What is this have to do with the
Good guy.
exchange gem
Need some
thing
salt.
that touched on the island?
I don't know.
Which he told me where they were at.
Need some salt, need some holy water, the
He
works.
mentioned it. He told me. I would have done it.
Crosses. Perform exorcism on him.
Maybe he slept, but he told me.
Was it an island?
They just can't be rolled
Coast
together
LLC.
separately.
It's a dude with a big hat and R2D2.
There we go.
The Anatolian.
It's a dude with a big hat.
That's pretty good.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
And Brian was never seen
Supposed to
again.
go together much easier than that.
Yeah, man. It's supposed to first.
Mhm.
Looks like a guy holding R2D2.
That's what I just said.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I
I was like, guy with a big hat.
It might be a message for me as well. I don't think it needs a hammer. If you understand.
It always needs a hammer.
Guards escort you into a large, ornate room. After a few minutes, Theodore Medikites he quickly strolls
he's
in.
back.
He's accompanied by 2 guards.
Did he shave?
And he
Tom's like, I hate you right now, Mark. He's like, fine.
He's accompanied by 2 guards, 2 servants, a middle-aged woman, a chubby youngster, a heavy-set, well-dressed man, someone who looks like a priest administrator. He says, welcome back.
Thank you for having us back.
Oh, yes.
When's dinner?
Yes. Well, they'll be serving dinner momentarily. Let me introduce, and please excuse the construction going on throughout the palace. There is much noise. The Germans, they are trying to organize things upstairs in the den.
Nazis again.
No. You're invited.
That's awesome.
Okay, go.
We're invited.
You're invited. You're invited into a great hall. There are seats. You see seats for a banquet, and just before the others, he introduces them. He says, "A woman strolls in, not pounding a hammer. And she says, she bows slightly, and he says, please, may I introduce Her Serene Highness, the wife of Andreas Peliologos. This is Irene de Montfort. She bows ever so slightly as if she's expecting you to do so in return. Whether or not you do so is, of course, entirely up to you.
Bow slightly.
Sure, I'll bow slightly.
I do.
With her, you see, he says, this is her son with her, Dimitrios Peliologos, Konistra. He points to someone else, the Dom of the Hippodrome, Stefan Dekonsky, who some of you might recognize. He's wearing a blindfold at the moment.
Yeah, I remember.
And Nicodeme of Peck. After he introduces Irene de Montferrat, you see that Irene is a sour, middle-aged but noble woman with a well-rehearsed smile. Demetrios, her chubby, about 10-year-old son. He appears to be picking his nose at the moment. When Irene looks down and notices such, she slaps his hand away, trying to do so rather surreptitiously. Failing to, tries to make it appear as though he was not doing so. Canistra, the Dom of the Hippodrome, is a slightly heavyset but well-dressed middle-aged man, and though a little nervous, he has the personality of what would be best equated to a competent car salesman, if you will. Archbishop Nicodeme of Peck is an older gentleman with white flowing hair, a beard, and mustache, dressed in black robes. He's clearly an Orthodox cleric. Lastly, Stefan, you recognize, handsome and noble. He's a bit of a roguish character. He still wears the blindfold across his eyes. For someone who has been blind for several months, or several weeks, he still seems quite adept at moving about. He said, please, come in, have a seat.
This is the first time we're meeting some of them, right? Or most of them?
Some of them. You've met... No, you have not met Stefan Dekonsky.
It's just Balder, Jonas, and Mattias.
Well, Mattias is not with us. He's still in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Mattias went to the bathroom.
Yeah, so right now it would just be Balder and me.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Am I to understand that Irene is the wife of the... What is it here? Is it a king?
Emperor?
An
He's
emperor?
the emperor.
It's an emperor. She's the wife of the emperor and the arena beast trainer.
Who are you asking this of?
Tom. Am I to understand
That's the information
that?
you got. Yes.
That's amazing. Okay. This is an amazing woman.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Yes.
I mean,
Or should we have Medikites introduce us as the champions?
Sure.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. So he introduces you,
You may
and
introduce.
he says, "Please, this is
This is our squire. That
Your squire.
he carries the equipment.
Mm.
Just
Drinks are
Sorry.
brought in. It's a
yes, you do.
very, very much a palace, ostentatiously over the top, as if this is not just a dining room for well-to-do, but also meant to impress. and so forth. Okay. They mingle with you. They go around. They bow, shake hands, whatever you feel is appropriate. And as they meet and greet each of you,
Stefan?
yes.
You seem to be doing fairly well for yourself. Your conditions have improved since we last met.
Well, they have been in very good care here, if that makes sense.
What have you been up to?
I recognize your voice. Are you the one who plucked my eyes out?
No. No, that wasn't me. I believe I'm the one who stopped the bleeding.
Oh, well, thank you. That was very kind
The
of you.
one who introduced, who brought Nicodeme Peck to you. That was the guy's name, right?
I don't know if you've met Nicodeme of Peck.
I sent word for him.
Yes, you did, but I don't think you met him
No.
yet.
Like either way, I'm not wrong in saying that I brought Peck to him.
Yes.
I brought him Peck. I brought Stefan to Peck's attention. Or Nicodemus, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I guess that's one way.
I'm struggling with the names, but I say whatever would be accurate to what I did to him.
This is Stefan de Konski.
Mm-hmm.
You probably remember him.
Oh yeah, I did pull his eyes out.
You did. Yep. Yep. Like very quickly.
A long time ago in a galaxy
Someone told me to
far,
do
far
it.
away.
I wasn't there. For
How
that.
much
That wasn't
gold
at
did
that
you
time.
fetch from?
Wasn't at that time.
That was even before you
That
had
was
it.
free of charge.
That was
Yeah.
way before you.
That was just because it seemed like a good idea.
Free of
But
charge.
he wouldn't recognize you even if he had eyes, though, because you're 71 years old now.
Yeah, that's true.
He says, yes, I remember.
70. Relax.
Oh.
I remember your voice. It sounds a bit raspier now.
You wouldn't happen to know anyone in the area who could fix this.
Your voice?
As you remember, a week ago, not even, I did not look like this.
I see what
He
you look
doesn't.
like.
You can't see.
Can't see anything.
Oh, it's him.
Yeah.
That's very,
I thought
very
we were still-
insensitive.
I thought we were still talking to the other one.
You gouged his eyes out.
You took my. You're the man who took my eyes, right?
But he gave you an even greater gift.
What? Help me out. What was that?
The gift of seeing through other means. The gift of sight without sight.
What is? He reaches up to feel your face.
You seem a lot more wrinkly than I remember.
Perhaps we could make a deal. What is it you want?
You could reach into your bag and give him eyes.
He's talking to Boulder?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Boulder, I think he's talking to you. He just touched your
Is he a
face.
magic
He's talking to
user?
you.
Is this
I
guy
didn't
like a magic
suggest a
user?
deal. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know his deal. What's this guy's deal?
He is a scoundrel. And now he was a noble scoundrel elsewhere, and now he's a noble scoundrel here, it appears.
Was he like a magic user or something?
He's lucky his eyes are
He's
all
not going to
lit
be
up.
able to help you
He's a
with
charming, roguish.
your. He's not going to be able to help you with your current situation.
No, I think Nico. How do you say his name? I'm sorry.
Nicodemo.
Nicodeme of Peck, I think, would
I
be
met
the
a
name to talk
witch. He ain't good.
She took body parts.
to. Oh yeah. But have you been keeping?
You might have to
busy,
pay with a
Stefan?
fee or a hand.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said you've been keeping busy.
It's very comfortable here. Yes. I mean, there's talented individuals to help you pass the time, the days, if you will. Yes, it's very comfortable here. It doesn't mean I plan to stay here or desire to. Irene steps forward and says, "Thank you for bringing Bazan Tararu's head back. Was he difficult to track down and kill?"
He put up a fight. We had to sacrifice a great deal. Many lost their lives. Not only at our hands, mostly. We killed a lot of people to get to him, and he put up a big fight.
Oh.
If you don't need them, I'd like to have his eyeballs.
It's not fresh.
Yeah, it is. We kept it fresh
We didn't-
forever.
we kept it
It took you a long time to start keeping him fresh.
Packed him in a
Like a
four.
day or two.
Seems like another insensitive conversation to be having next to
With the blind
our
guy.
friend here.
That is a fair point.
It's a habit.
That's an interesting question. I'll see what I can come up with. In the meantime, Theodore, is that possible? I'll find out. I think we may be destroying the head, but we can certainly find out. Irene says, and of my daughter, Simonida, was she safely returned to Valar?
Yes.
We left her in the trusty hands of Shalom.
Isn't she? Oh,
Shalom is here.
Oh, Shalom! You have my daughter?
Yes, Shalom.
We parted ways in Inigut.
Inagut.
Yes.
Inagut?
Yes.
Where's Inagut?
It's a city, Lord.
It was 7 to 10 days away.
That's where we found. They found Bison's.
Wait a second.
You found him north of here,
Right? It's north.
and you left my daughter there.
It's north.
No.
No, Shalom left your daughter there.
Hold on.
I don't know the direction of it. It's across
right?
the
Bosphorus?
Bosphorus.
I'm gonna cast sending. I'm gonna turn away real quick. I'm gonna cast sending. And I'm gonna say, hey, Simonita, it's me, Jumnus.
Where are you?
Where the
It's
hell are
been
you?
a while.
Where are
Sorry, I didn't respond sooner. It's been crazy.
you? Call your mom.
Where are you right now? Please respond, Jumnus.
That worked out pretty well.
Didn't have enough for love.
Call your mom.
Mom.
Would I guess you could have done that surreptitiously, sort of, kind of.
Just
whatever.
leaned over
Um,
and whispered.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
you
kind of like
I
I go, excuse me for 1 second, and I'll take a couple steps away, and I'll hey, Simonita, and I'll say that message.
Um,
I'm gonna pass that.
within literally moments, you hear a voice in your head. Ottomans are scouring the countryside and have a line in the Koroglu Mountains. It may take us a few days to get through the lines. The message cuts off.
Oh, crap.
Okay, so she said the Kalugu Mountains. Do I know where those are?
Koroglu.
Do we know if she's pronouncing them correctly?
Yeah.
Dude, I can't pronounce anything correctly. I can't even
Where
pronounce
are we supposed to bring her?
Dominican.
Where is she supposed to go? This is out of game, out of character.
We gotta deliver her to, we're supposed to deliver her to another king.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't gonna do that.
John doesn't want to.
I wasn't gonna do that. I was gonna deliver her to a nunnery instead that she wanted to go to.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
We had to deliver
I
her
remember now.
to a king, but we wanted to deliver her to another king.
Right, I remember.
And there was a prince in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So wait, do I know where that is in relation to the mountains that she described? Did we pass
Roll.
through?
Did you go through? You might have. Roll a what's it? Insider investigation with advantage, I guess. Whichever's better for you.
Insight is definitely better. That would be 21.
Okay. You know that the Koroglu are a set of mountains that run. If you were to cross the Bosphorus into Anatolia, and then making your way toward Inigol, it's a set of mountains that runs east-west that kind of blocks an approach to Constantinople.
Okay, so it's if you were going from Inigol straight to Constantinople,
You'd have to cross them.
right. So the other option would have been to go to Sugut and then.
Well, the other option,
Sugut is farther north.
Sugut is farther southeast, east south.
Yeah. So when we went underneath them.
Yes.
Because we went to Sugut and then we went to Inigol. So she's just
Well,
kind of
no,
going
you went to
straight.
Inigol and then to Sugut.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the map there?
Mhm.
It's in the closet.
Oh.
Ooh, actually, no. We did stop there first.
You went.
Oh no,
Inigol
I'm
was
sorry,
with the tower.
Prusa. I was thinking of Prusa.
Right.
Prusa.
So
you went
because
to,
we went to Prusa,
you went to Prusa, to Inigol, and
Right.
to Sugut.
right? So she's bypassing Prusa and through the mountain.
She's trying to.
Okay, fair enough. Okay,
Well, that's. I mean, that's what you got. from
that's what I
that
can
message.
ascertain from this. Okay,
So I'm confused. She's in a city that I've never heard of, somewhere to the north.
Hey, she's safe. I just talked to her through the mighty power of God, and she's good. So we're gonna meet up with her very soon and deliver her where she needs to go on our way back.
Roll a persuasion with advantage. I'll give you with advantage.
And our
This
friend
is
here
it
sees
was
dead
very well
people,
done.
and he hasn't seen her, so
Anybody wants to aid him,
be
you
okay.
can.
What is this? Persuasion?
Persuasion with advantage.
19.
Okay. She's a... Very well. I hope she gets there safely.
Our travels take us to very dangerous places, and sometimes it's safer to leave
We had to make
her in a safer location.
We had to make a quick exit along our journeys. Hunting down Brazans was very dangerous, so we thought it best to split for a while. We did leave her in the care of another one of our party members, and she's in safe hands. And as I said, the divine works in many ways, in many powerful ways, and I'm certain she's safe.
I'm just gonna step up right in front and be like, "My lady, I understand that you have an interest in taming wild beasts for the arena."
Oh, yes. I mean, I have my hand in doing that.
That's remarkable. I too enjoy taming wild beasts. I have a very large wolf that I've raised as a pup, and I've just recently come into acquisition of a large cat and a snake that it was recommended that I speak with you on how to tame such wild beasts.
Do you want to use them in the arena?
No, I would much rather prefer to take them with me on adventures to help protect, much as my wolf does. And I understand that this is probably a very great undertaking, and I would much enjoy your advice in these matters.
Well, let's talk about this over dinner. They bring forth, food starts to come forth, and they escort you toward the tables themselves. And we shall be right back. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Thank you for that pause. The champions of the sun are in the Blackernay's palace, meeting with Theodore Medikites, Irene de Montferrat, Canestra de Dome of the Hippodrome, the son Demetrios of Irene de Montferrat, Stefan de Konski, a roguish character who Balder plucked his eyeballs out of, and probably some other folks who I've already forgotten. So let's get right back to it. Anyway, the food comes forth. It's lavish, better than any fare you might find but it may not be better to you, but it's certainly very good food. It's spread out in front of you, and she says to you, with Simonida, my daughter, who I don't know if I've met you, unable to bear children, and King Stefan Militon, who you're returning Simonida to, he exiled his son, Stefan de Konski, here. You see Stefan de Konski, to the extent that a blind man can, he kind of rolls his eyes, if you will. He clearly rolls his head as if rolling his eyes. King Militon might be without an heir. My son, she points to the young lad sitting over there, about 10 years old, picking his nose. Demetrios, he's royalty. He's the son of an emperor, Andreas Danielogos. If Stefan Militon were to adopt him, well, he would make a fine heir for Serbia and further improve the relations between Byzantium and Serbia. Don't you think?
It's a good arrangement.
Yes, but it's something we care about a lot.
Yes. So I'm also concerned about my husband's health. He wishes to watch the games tomorrow in the Hippodrome.
We might partake in those games.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, Canistra here is the one to arrange that. You see this man over there?
Yes.
He's kind of stuffing his face already. And he looks up. He's like, what is it you want to do?
Oh, my friend Balder here will make those arrangements.
So,
Born's stuffing his face right now. I wish to sign up for the games.
We'd like to race.
Are you able to race, sir? Not
Not.
to be disingenuous.
Not me, but our associates will be racing.
Maybe you should speak with Borin.
I'll be racing.
We have special seats for the
elderly.
who are venerable and have such wide
Oh,
experience.
Borin might look
Alright.
elderly on the outside, but on the inside, he is young at heart.
Yes.
Now he's mixing the names up.
Unfortunately,
I just said your name.
he's a lot younger. But in our travels, we
Oh.
came upon a curse.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to be insulting to you.
We came upon a curse that aged him.
But they'll work through the arrangements. But go on with what you were saying.
He gained 30 years in 1 week.
You hold it very well, sir. You hold it very well. I'll share a drink to you, and whatever you're doing, please don't give it to me. But
Don't drink too much, Grandpa.
But I'll beckon Irene to continue.
Well, I'm also concerned about my husband's health. That last incident in the Hippodrome took much out of him. And
I've heard about this incident.
but he wishes, yes,
Those cretins.
he wishes to watch the games tomorrow. The Catalan company has been providing guards, but they are mercenaries, if you will. They're not nobles from another country. Canistra believes that the attendance of the Emperor would benefit the city. Well, yes, I do. I think that everyone would love to see him there, because it would rally the people in this terrible time while this war is going on with the Ottomans. Irene interrupts. So, perhaps we can make a trade. What is it you want help with these animals doing?
To domesticate them, to train them in the art of protection for me and my friends, to train them to do battle.
I think I might be able to do something like that. Canistra interrupts. Tell me about who wants to participate in the games?
I will.
All of you.
I had the intention of it. Did you have something in mind for trade that I can help with?
I don't mean to be gauche. Theodore, do you mind? Theodore interrupts. No, please, enjoy. Carry on. She says,
Are you looking for protection?
well, if you were to take my son, Demetrius, to Stefan Militon in Loire, and advocate for his position as heir, and perhaps Stefan would adopt him, and then he would become the rightful heir to the throne of Serbia. I mean, after all, Stefan does not have an heir. Dukansky, to the extent that he can, kind of looks over. Now, you know that he's ostensibly blind. And you know that Stefan Dukansky was Stefan Militon's son.
Yes. Still is,
Technically, although he was
exiled.
exiled, yes. If you would be willing to do that, again, with my husband, if you could perhaps provide maybe, while the rest of you participate in the games, perhaps in at least one of the rounds, if two of you were to guard my husband and two of you were to patrol the stands, Canistra, would that work?
Of course.
Yes.
Me and Balder would gladly stay at your husband's side.
Oh, well, then I think we might be able to do something. If you would be...
Balder, don't you have to race for that 1,000 gold that you bet?
No, just the champions and some of them do.
Just the champions. You guys are gonna have to take this one for me.
It's 70 years.
Till I can reverse this curse.
There's only two of us can race.
Only two?
Two have to stay with the.
Well, and then I would need
Yes,
two to
well,
patrol the
they said-
stands.
Yeah.
They said the rules change depending on. So we gotta see
Well,
what
no,
happens.
two have to stay with the son, or two have to patrol, and two have to stay with the husband. Right.
And then, if you'd be willing to take my son and advocate for his position, and then I could help you with these animals. I'm sure that it could easily help you.
But that's clearly we're not doing that tomorrow. We're not taking your son tomorrow.
No, but when you leave,
Yes, when
whenever
we leave.
you leave,
Yes.
No, you can't take him tomorrow.
No,
No,
but-
Yeah, of course not. We have
No, but
the
you
race
want
to-
tomorrow. You want two people to stay with your husband,
Yes.
and two people to patrol.
Well, I'm very concerned for his. I mean, if you remember the last time he attended the games,
So at least two
there was
people to race.
a very heinous incident, and I'd rather that if there were some nefarious characters in the stands, that they be caught before something happens.
Of course we can do that.
And then the rest of you, if Canistra wants to work it out with you, could race or not.
I could patrol. Sure. I don't know how much.
She says,
I'd rather be out there destroying stuff. But
what type of animals do you have?
I have what they call a tiger
I'm sure something's gonna happen.
and a snake, a giant snake.
Just sitting there like that.
She says,
Is it mad?
yes, I mean, if you would agree to
No,
this,
not right now.
I could provide you with, I have a special concoction of potions. It's kind of a combination. Are you familiar with magic at all?
Little. We have some in the party that are.
Imagine combining, if you will, animal friendship with speak with animals and command all at the same time.
Interesting.
And
Clever.
then putting a permanency upon it.
That is very clever. That would
And
take what I took years to do
So the three of those I could combine into one. You would have to drink that.
Yes.
And then I could put the permanency upon the beast in exchange for helping us with what we want.
Yes.
And I'd be willing to do both for you if that's amenable.
Okay. Can I think on that, speak with my
Of
group,
course
and
you
make
may.
sure that
Yes, I mean,
everybody's
this is
amenable to it?
dinner. I don't
Yes.
mean to talk business and be rude.
Of course.
There are a few other things that perhaps we could roll into this deal. A few other things that would be helpful to us in accomplishing the
They all
goals
look
that
around the
we
table
desire.
at one another. Kanistra's like, what do you have in mind?
Firstly, perhaps we can have someone with a great magical ability, perhaps the divine touch, investigate Balder and perhaps revert. We've encountered specters that have appeared to literally drain the life out of him. And he not a week ago, he was a 30-something-year-old man. And before you stands a 70-year-old man. He wasn't this way a week ago. Perhaps that can be reversed through mystical means. That would surely make him more formidable and able to better further your own goals. And I don't know if it's possible, but I have a little bit of research I'd like to do. If I could see a library?
Yeah, but it's not my palace. Theodore leans forward. Yes, we have a library. What is it you wish to look at?
A wide variety of topics, actually.
I mean, it's a huge library.
A little bit of religious text, as well as history of Constantinople.
As for the latter part, that's fairly easy. It's not my lane with regards to aging him.
Unaging.
Or
Reverse aging.
Yes,
He's already been aged.
Yes.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
No more.
Totally just done with that.
Irene is clearly a negotiator. You can tell she's not skeevy, but just kind of like a very manipulative kind of person. So, but very polite, well rehearsed, very refined. She said, "What might you offer in exchange?"
Well, we have already agreed to take your part of it would be taking your son to Stefan, the king.
Getting Simeon back is still.
We can definitely pay this
We've already
person for
agreed
his
to
services. We don't expect him to work for free.
Yes, we have a little bit of coin. We can help grease the wheels. We'll be protecting the emperor.
I'm sure we can do something. I'm quite confident we can do something.
And if you bet on my chariot, you can win a lot of money tomorrow.
And Kanistra leans forward. Who would be interested of you in racing?
Hello.
Oh. And
The problem would be with your patrolling requests that would limit the number of us that can race.
well, I mean that's not mine. That's Irene's. Well, I mean, we could work that out. If there's multiple races,
yes.
you could always change people out. But sometimes I can't predict that. It depends on how things go during the races, if you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Sometimes things get rather intense, which is great. I mean, it rallies the people, and the people need this type of activity to raise their spirits in these tough times. Seeing all the blood in the sand, it's very invigorating.
Agreed.
Yes.
Well, I think we have.
You're quiet. You scare me.
He's harmless, trust us. But he does have that habit, sinking into the shadows, so to speak.
But once he gets going,
we do
he
have
asks
enough.
way too many
We
questions.
have we can supply 2 to patrol and 2 to guard the Empress.
Yes.
We have and then 4 to race.
Okay, very well. Irene says, "Can you start? What is the prize purse for tomorrow?"
Kanistra looks down. He's like, you're asking me to remember. I'm sorry.
I was character speaking.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Quiet one. He says, if I remember correctly, I believe the prizes for the first place are tomorrow 1,000 gold, 8 random potions and 8 healing potions to the first place, 500 gold, 4 random potions and 4 healing potions second place, and 250 gold and 2 random potions and 2 healing potions to the third place.
Am I paying for that? Says Irene. Well, yes, of course you are, my lady. I think we could take care of, if you place in the race, we could take care of your age issue in exchange for my allowing to keep my prize purse, if you will, for whatever place you show in. Is that reasonable?
Place, what if we get first?
Well, let's say you race and you don't... I may rephrase it then. Fair enough. You race, and whatever place you are, first or last, we call it even. So I may end up losing, because you might not have won anything.
So that you would be racing, so somebody else would have to take your place.
Do you expect me to race, or...?
Well, that's a good question. I'll let someone stand in your stead. That's fine with me.
I will stand in his stead.
Very well.
All right.
I owe him anyway. This is how I will repay you, Bob.
We can
Is
only
it-
have
is it-
one cart racing like this.
Is it only one car racing? Or is it 2-man chariots? Or is it
Kanistra, how is it? Well, right now we're using one-man chariots this time. We burned through too many horses the other way around. So we're racing tomorrow in teams of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a problem. If you race 4 at a time, says Irene, you have to be competing against yourselves. You can't be working with each other. You understand that?
Oh, I plan to win, so...
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm going to win.
Kanistra says, yes, it's teams of 2 chariots.
Okay. Teams of 2.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we can split into 2 teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which further increase our odds.
Well, that's one way to look at it. Yes.
I mean, if we could split up and just have 1 team per race if we wanted to do that way, so to avoid a conflict of interest. I don't know if there's going to be more than 1 race. I don't know. That's up to
The number of races is really dependent upon
the survivors.
previous race.
I think it actually works out for us if we have 2 different teams in.
Yes, both members of the team must cross the finish line. They don't have to cross the finish line on the separate chariots, as long as they cross the finish line.
Do they have to cross the finish line with a chariot?
That's an interesting question. That's never came up before. I guess if you ran across. Remember, the intent is a chariot race, though, and the entertainment of the people. Don't get me wrong. We don't want you to just entertain the people. We want you to strive to demonstrate your prowess on the battlefield of the arena.
So if I cross the finish line first, and my teammate crosses the finish line last, are we in last place or first place?
Well, it depends on who came. If the next team crosses with 2 players at the same time, then they're first.
Right. So if we're both first and last, we are last.
Yeah.
So it's the place that
So we're
the
One
only
who crosses with both members.
We are
first,
only
and
as
then second, and then third. And
fast as our slowest racer.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's a team endeavor.
Are there any free-for-alls?
Sometimes the day goes quickly and lots of people are unconscious or otherwise, and then we go from there.
Okay. Considering the events that affected the Hippodrome weeks ago?
Irene leans in. Yes, that's why we need security.
we
There will be
were-
other guards with the Emperor, but they are Catalan mercenaries.
I don't think, we didn't meet at the time. We were there that day. I actually helped try to heal the Emperor. in that event.
Well, thank you. I don't remember you. I'm sorry.
I
don't think I was there.
There was a lot happening. It was very chaotic. We tried to save as many as we could, but clearly
Well, that
it
was
was
very
still
kind of you.
devastating. Considering that, how is magic treated in the races?
Well, Kanistra leans in. May I, ma'am? Yes, by all means. As long as you're not killing any spectators, it doesn't matter to me. If you kill a spectator,
That's a problem.
that's a problem.
Okay. But we can be big and
Big and dramatic is good.
fiery and dramatic
Just
as long
don't
as we
hurt
don't
any
kill
spectators.
anybody that's not in the race.
Yeah, that would be very bad.
No, I agree. Absolutely.
What about if it affects that's in between rounds?
Well, they bring out sometimes entertainment in between rounds, but it's normally just to get the rounds going again.
But what if the magical effects last in between the rounds into the next round?
As long as you're not hurting spectators, it doesn't matter to me.
Canastra, what can you tell me about the totem that is in the middle of the arena that is broken? That
Yes,
once had the
it's-
two-headed snake on it.
Yes, the serpent's column. It
Yes.
was broke several weeks back.
Yes,
and
what
somebody
is it?
ran into it with a kind of a swarthy individual in bluish-green robes ran into it. And they
Yeah,
tried
he's
to
dead now.
find- He is.
Yes, he is.
I never saw him again. It's interesting.
What is the history of that statue?
It's funny, Shalom doesn't even know that yet.
It's true. Spoilers.
It's been here for 500-600 years. It goes fairly deep into the earth. I don't know how deep. There's been nothing good that's come of it. And since it was broken, there's been less good of it. We generally just try to stay away from it. Nobody's really able to get to it. We're debating whether or not just to cover it with dirt.
It's probably a good idea, actually.
Or stone, but
Has anybody?
Statue around it.
I mean, aside from a few weeks ago, has anybody tried to destroy it and made any progress?
no, we had, I believe, I'm not talking out of turn, am I, Theodore? No, go ahead. We had some workers go up to it. One of them came in contact with it and released some type of evil thing, and they quickly dispatched it. There were some guards around, but then since then we've pretty much left it be. I mean, anyone who races is told ahead of time not to touch it. And not because it would sway the game in their favor, but because it would just be bad.
And has anybody thought about sealing it?
Yes, we're discussing that, whether or not to cover it with just with stone around it. But
Yes.
but it also is a bit of an attraction. Some people have heard stories they've spread throughout the city, and so it's there's a balance in things. There's a balance. I mean, they hear about it. If it's covered up, it's like
You could put a plaque on it.
having
and
a
say, here's an evil
beautiful red chariot with chrome plating that you never take out of the stable. Yeah, everybody's going to wonder what you did with it.
Yes.
It's the world famous glowing pole.
I mean, the Hippodrome is the center of social life in the city. I mean, huge amounts of bet on the races. People come here from all over to enjoy and partake of it. Yes, the economy of the city. Some of the teams that participate are sponsored by different clans or guilds, if you will.
How many are registered currently?
We always have a waiting list. There's never a problem with that. It's just a matter of balance. I mean, you're clearly a robust individual, and sometimes we get individuals who don't possess such prowess, and we don't deny them the right because we're always looking for races, but we balance things.
Do we have to wait on this list, or can we just enroll?
If you tell me you want to do it tomorrow, and you tell me how many chariots you race in each race, and I'll see what I can make happen.
4 chariots.
Yeah, 4 chariots. As
4
long
chariots,
as
we
4
can-
of us are alive.
We can do that. I'm pretty sure. If you don't mind, Irene. Oh, very well. More drinks come round. Food comes round. Matthias Bathory is not there.
His bathroom
He's
breaking history.
indisposed at the moment.
Yeah.
We had street cart.
The monkey
drivers.
gave him some dates.
He had some
bad
beef
dates.
jerky.
Yeah, where's your monkey?
Every
don't
once
know
in a
where I left
while,
him.
you see
Georgie.
Nicodemus of Peck lean in and
I have a
chat
bit of Alzheimer's.
next
How old is
to
Georgie right now?
Stefan Dukonski.
Did he go old?
And it seems
Maybe
pretty apparent
experiencing
that they're
Alzheimer's.
friends.
I don't
They're
know where my monkey
basically
went.
Pretty good
I
friends.
assume such, considering the events.
He's there somewhere.
Dinner continues.
Is any of their conversation listenable to with my 22 passive perception?
Someone comes into the room. You overhear them talking to Theodore. He whispers to Theodore. So there's been an incident.
22.
And
You happen to know the chef is going on a blind date.
Well, with my 12 passive perception.
How about my 14?
Truly impressive, guys.
You overhear one of the women in the kitchen is going on her first date with a man.
Take away that magic mace. What is it?
Her father set her up.
You find out that the chef is
I
Swedish.
go to her. bless her. So there's been an incident, they say? I hear. I overhear.
yes.
I wasn't saying that. I'm sorry. That was me confirming with the DM.
Oh yes.
Do I hear anything? So I perk my ears up and I listen a little bit closer, hearing this.
You hear the one whisper into his ear. Yes, Matthias of Bathory has committed some heinous act. Sunk a ship in the harbor. Very well, thank you. Is there anything else I need to know about? Everyone died except for the rather swarthy individual who we have in the palace. Can you wait? Yes, of course, Theodore. And then he leaves.
Interesting. I think to myself. Okay.
I'm sorry for that interruption. I apologize. And to the rest of dinner. And of course, if you need a place to stay, you are of course welcome to the palace. But I don't mean to imply that you have to enjoy whatever
Blew a hole right
wherever
through the
you are
bottom of the
staying.
ship.
Food continues to flow forth.
Gundrick said he was Matthias.
Yeah, that's why this is happening.
Okay.
That did happen.
Got it.
Is the
I thought Matthias
that
pooped on a ship.
cleric here?
Big, great, giant.
You said there was a north of the.
Oh, no, there is, I don't think I called him a cleric, but he's an Orthodox priest. He's Nicodemus of Peck.
Okay,
Long,
the French.
white, flowing
Long,
hair,
that's-
white beard. He's a friend of Stefan Dukonski, or appears to be. Wasn't introduced that way. He's the. I don't think he was introduced. Beyond that,
Weird stuff.
Oh,
he was introduced as Nicodemus of Peck.
I'm gonna talk with
We've
him
already
about
done it. We gave the head and we told him what we had to tell him.
the church, what he thinks about the two pope stuff.
Not here.
I am Nicodemus of Peck.
Remember.
He's an Orthodox priest, so he's not a Roman Catholic.
He's a.
Yeah, he does.
So
We were supposed to tell him about.
you would know that without
being a
asking him
vampire.
about the two
Yeah,
popes.
Gauss.
Yeah.
You'd probably know right away that he's probably
Talk about it
somewhat
over there.
indifferent
to it because he has his own ecclesiarchal.
What's the emperor's name?
Organization.
Organization, yes.
What is it?
I know, but
Paleo
it's
Logos.
interesting.
He's not
It will be
the emperor.
interesting to know
You tried to get
what you think about what's happening.
Okay.
It's interesting that they are battling within one another. It is too bad for
I'll do this.
for them.
Very good. So
When they
solid.
are
I believe that.
here in Constantinople and throughout Byzantium, there are threats from outside that are much more challenging than fighting internally over who is the spokesperson to God. It is a shame that such battles, when there are greater threats to deal with.
Yes. We when we were east of here, the Ottoman Empire, we met with terrible things. I guess that's what you're talking about when you talk about bad stuff happening.
Well,
Without
our borders are under attack to the north from Bulgaria, we skirmish with the Serbians, we fight with the Ottomans, the Greeks destroy our ships, the Venetians destroy our ships. So, and yet we fight internally over who speaks to God. These are very difficult.
Let's talk about the Ottomans. Is the emperor planning to join us? We were told we would be able to have some conversation with him regarding some information that we've obtained.
Irene leans forward. He's not well. Perhaps tomorrow, when he is at the games, it would be a very appropriate time for whoever's guarding him to speak with him.
We were told earlier that we'd be able to speak to him now.
I can't speak. He's not going to come to dinner, says Irene.
Theodore, we talked earlier about our interaction with Osman Ghazi. Was that not something you wished these advisors to hear?
Tom didn't hear you. Say that one more time, please.
Theodore, we had talked about. Oh, what did I say? I literally just said it. We had talked about our interactions with Osman Ghazi. I believe you wanted your advisors to hear that? These folk?
Yes, please. Share with Irene, and Canistra is probably indifferent. But Stefan is here, and he does help, and the Archbishop is very important.
On our quest to find Byzant's Ferraru, we stopped in Sugut, and we on separate business, and we discovered he has very hostile intentions for the rest of Carpathia, or whatever area we're in. He is working with a figure known as the Ratwold, who we're not entirely certain who this entity is. And then we believe the Ottomans, particularly Osman Ghazi himself and his son, are part of the, I don't want to say an order. They possess dark necrotic powers. We believe we've seen many crazy things in our time. We believe they are what you would call vampires?
Vampires.
He feasts on the flesh and the blood of humans, and he collects them and he eats them. Same as we feast at this
All
table.
reason to destroy him.
He has allied himself with
agree.
the great red dragon.
The amulet that our elder here wears. We acquired from Osman Ghazi. It is magically imbued. It protects him from the sun and
But
from
apparently not
daylight.
from aging.
Yes, it does have limits, but this is what the vampires use to walk amongst the rest of the living in the day.
He's allied himself with a great red dragon.
Oh yes, he also has a dragon, and he can create giant flesh monsters.
This man sounds
Out of
very
dead
dangerous.
We are gifted warriors, and we did our best, but we were no match for the power that he currently possesses.
This time.
This time, he will die.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And how will he die?
Hopefully,
If he's a
by
vampire, is he not dead already?
He will die again.
There's ways.
We've encountered many things in the past week that have been dead already, and we have killed them again.
Part of which is why we want to speak to the Emperor or to whoever may be able to
This
help
is
us
just
with
information we wish to spread to anyone who may deem it relevant, that this abomination walks this earth and must be destroyed. This is a great evil that all forces of good in the world should unite against.
He's collecting humans to feed upon by the thousands.
Where is he collecting them from?
From his own
Travelers.
people, from everywhere,
slave
from
travelers.
anywhere. Any lands that he may conquer, any...
They're capturing travelers.
You see Stefan Dekonsky lean in toward Theodore and whisper to him.
Can we hear what they say?
Can the 22?
Yeah,
take
the
their
22
idea?
has a
Yeah,
perception.
I'm listening. I'm
based
totally
thing.
listening to that. I'll roll for it, absolutely. But I want to hear it. That's
Oh my
a
God.
Roll what? Perception?
23.
23.
Don't need it.
I mean, if you want, I'll roll. If you really want to use it, I'll do it.
Was it perception?
Yeah, that would. Sure.
No.
I can try also.
Sure.
Oh, nice.
20 total.
21.
That was a 13.
You hear him say, the Varangians are capturing people along the rivers from Bohemia through Russia and delivering them to the Osman Ghazi for cash. And then he leans back.
We knew they were traitors. Okay.
Do we know about mercenaries?
Well, they're mercenaries, right?
Yeah. Well, we saw Varangians in. This is out of character. We saw Varangians in Crusoe.
There's a Crusoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, no, wasn't Bali son? Isn't he a Varangian guard as well?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
So-
I mean. They're mercenaries.
But they're a bunch of. They're not they're a Varangian guard.
It's not like
elsewhere.
a collective.
Yeah.
It's not a. They're not all joined together.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're all over the place.
Yes.
It's not so Bali and his crew is not the only Varangians
Yes,
doing.
correct.
Okay.
Well, you don't. I mean, he's not necessarily doing it, but I mean, there are what you.
Yeah, but that-
you heard what you heard.
That's we can assume that they're operating individually. They're pockets
Possibly.
all over the place. They're not just one place, one unit. Okay. Noted.
Okay. He says, this is an awful thing. Well, if there's any way you can assist with this, I mean, if there's something we can do, I'm sure we'll try to.
This is our own personal our greatest quest.
Then
But we can guarantee that he'll be one of your greatest opponents.
so you said the father and the son.
Father and the son.
At least those two. Most definitely more in their number.
So they're both a threat.
Absolutely.
You said he was collecting humans by the thousands. Do you think he gets more power the more blood he drinks?
I'm
sure.
certain of it. Yes.
He overhears and he says, "Will he grow in power?"
He certainly has grown in size, so no doubt.
Sure, he will grow in power.
Yes.
He wasn't always this powerful.
He is a bloodthirsty monster, and he will not stop with his own people. He will not stop with travelers. He will spread across the world, devouring everything.
The bulk of his power comes from whatever craftsman built his chair.
It's a very sturdy chair.
That's a grandpa joke. That's a grandpa joke.
Oh, is it?
Check out
He's going to send
on
out.
Etsy.
What kind of man is who taught my grandpa?
Well, he wouldn't be able to move very much if it wasn't for that
Yeah,
chair.
because you know that Jesus Christ.
Access to your library may assist us.
Yes, absolutely. We can certainly take care of that this evening.
Our heroes being in tip-top shape is helpful, although we already agreed on a payment for that.
Yes. Well, that's between you and Irene.
Anything else you could lend to us? Any?
So, mind if I be so bold as to ask, from here, beyond the chariot races, where do you plan to go?
Well, we have.
Apparently now we have to.
We have to deliver their
We will
son.
be delivering your son.
You should have picked
Well,
up a
not
store.
my son. You mean Irene's son?
Yes.
Yes.
We will be delivering Irene's son.
Yes.
We have to deliver a message to the King of Hungary.
We do need to reach the King of Hungary, whether that's through messenger or heading there.
Where is that we need to deliver that to? You gave a place that was the
I gave a place.
Irene did, right?
Irene leans forward
her son
to. I'm sorry. What was your question?
You said that we had to deliver the boy.
Well, take my son to the Stefan Militon in Blois and advocate for his ascendancy or his adoption, if you will, so that he might become the heir. I mean, Stefan Militon doesn't have an heir right now.
So Stefan Militon
And
needs to
Sinadina
go
can't
to...
bear children. And and Stefan's son is trapped here. Stefan's son, Dukansky, is trapped here. Dukansky rolls his head again.
Irene's
What is that? What's the name of that place?
Vlois.
VLORE.
So it's Irene's son to Stefan in Valor.
Yeah, Stefan Militon.
Yeah.
Militon to the
we believe that the answer to defeating this great evil lies in
Stefan Jr.
in France,
Stefan Elder.
far, far away.
Not as old as me.
There is an ancient castle there that has many secrets. Behind the order represented on that amulet, and we think we will be able to find answers to defeat the vampire scourge. So we gain knowledge, and then we come back and kill Osmond Johnny.
You see them all look to one another. Your journeys will take you very far, says Theodore. I wish you safe travels then. We will ensure you get access to the library, and if we can arrange a meeting with the Emperor tomorrow morning before the games, would that be all right?
Sure.
I think we can do that.
Would you have any ways that you could perhaps help us travel or transport faster?
Expedite the process.
Not myself. Perhaps Irene might, but the question then becomes to where, and you're talking about all of you, not just one of you. And that's a little bit more challenging.
So this giant
Irene leans forward. What did you have in mind?
We've traveled through.
I've seen
teleport.
Yes,
magic,
yes.
mystical means, teleporting.
We've seen this happen, and
yes,
with
it
your
can happen,
your
but the
resources,
challenge is knowing where you're going.
I think we can give you an idea of
And
where we're going
pronounce
and
it
where we need to
correctly.
come back to.
No, but I would need to know where that place is. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I believe
otherwise,
we could
it's
apply
very
that
unsafe. I mean,
Well, perhaps
to France.
Perhaps there's somewhere that I don't know how much you know, how far you'd be able to take us on the way, but any bit helps. Depending on what you'd be able to do.
well, how would you get my son to Blois?
Oh, that's a fair point.
Well, that would be a place to travel.
That would
You
be
might
a
be
place
getting
to
there.
travel.
Yeah, I mean, even to there would be possibly helpful.
That would certainly make
Question.
sure that he's
Out of
safe.
character question. The boat that you guys came here is not yours.
I mean,
We have a boat here
we
already.
we rented it for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
You rented for extended because that's the fastest wait.
No, I mean we're
No,
we're
but-
looking for faster.
I'm just
We're
saying.
looking for me
No,
to
to
trust.
teleport there. would
Whatever we get
be sure
to,
that he's safe.
we're gonna have to start walking right after.
Yeah.
Not if
It's
not
faster just on the first trip.
Yeah, it depends on how far
necessarily.
away we go. If we're just going to Valor, I don't know.
We've just witnessed a
Independent.
teleportation scroll that was able to take us to a specific destination.
Because
what if we
they
had
it
a-
in mind, yeah.
What if we had a teleportation scroll that could bring us back to somewhere else where we wanted to go to next?
Oh, you're saying a scroll that would bring us back
here.
That actually would be incredibly useful.
That
From
might be
perhaps from
easier.
France to here.
That might be easier to arrange, said Irene.
Okay.
That works.
Easier to arrange than the other way around.
Oh,
That-
yes.
Now I understand what you're saying.
My head hurts so much.
Barbarian,
right
look
now.
at that 8 intelligence.
It's all of this protein.
Used
for
all
me
your
right
mind
now.
juice for the day. You're done.
You need to go to sleep now.
Um,
Give him more booze. He might come up with another idea.
Here, have another drink.
That hurts so much.
He's like negative 8 intelligence now.
Theodore leans forward. He's thinking, yes, Irene, could you do that? Irene says, yes, probably. How many are in your party?
Does that include
7.
Maria, Argan, Oda,
8 to 10, depending on the day.
Charlie, and,
Do animals count?
and
Because then it's like 15.
there's a monkey and
No, 17.
there's a tiger
It's-
and a
it's a
snake
lot.
and a
10.
wolf and
10.
And is it possible for the spell to just be a certain radius?
Let's just say 20 for the sake of argument.
That would be, yeah. I
That's
don't
an
know.
army.
It's a small squadron.
it's the champions of the sun.
Yeah, the champions of the sun.
We got a lot of rays of light.
That's right. You have 3
Theodore,
animals
this
alone.
would be
There's
And
a
then
lot
the
of
monkey and
Honestly, there's a lot of people that work behind the scenes to help
Eat
us
the
do
monkey.
Yeah, that's true, man.
I still
We're
think
not,
you
it's not
should
just
find out.
us.
monkey.
Eat the monkey.
It takes a village.
I mean, then there's all the lice.
Oh, but they can stay.
Is it gonna be possible?
Ooh, is it possible to make that?
Irene says, of course it's possible.
Plus
me a
there's the-
week.
and then there's the horses. Oh my god.
You guys don't have horses anymore. You have to buy new ones.
We get new horses here. It's fine.
That
We
won't
can
be a
leave the
problem.
horses.
Plenty of gold to buy horses.
So, but
Just remind
this
me.
is a great evil that we, and a great deed we're doing. Attempting to do for all of humanity. Surely,
We should have
Irene says,
another person we need to worry about.
we need
We
to
should have thought about this sooner.
it's Theodore, it's,
Save points that we could return to.
it's possible. The components themselves would be very expensive.
I nominate the new guys too.
What do you need?
Theodore says,
Who wants the toes for
he
right?
pauses.
So I got 45 feet of movement. That's why.
Could you bring me his head?
39.5.
Osmond Ghazi?
Yes.
Absolutely.
If it's not burned.
I can't promise it will be in a beautiful state after we're done with it. It should look worse than Bazan's, I'm certain. But
Irene, how much time do you need to prepare this spell?
You must understand the size of his head is larger than my friend here.
this entire hog in this table is.
I've never met the man.
He is very, very large. Very large. Hippodrome sized large.
He's
10 men, maybe more.
I was very surprised.
Irene says, I would need a couple days. And we would have to talk. Yes. I will pay whatever it costs for the spell if you will bring his head.
We will do.
And if you will bring his head, I will pay you 5,000 gold for his head. And another 2,500 gold for the son of the head of his son.
We will gladly accept that.
Absolutely.
Irene, I will pay
Very
what
good
it takes.
transporting heads.
Yeah.
We will gladly accept that sum, but do know we would have done that for free.
No,
Yes.
we wouldn't.
I totally would.
Yes.
We would have.
We wouldn't have brought it back here.
No. Oh no, that would have gone on.
Planted turducken.
I think it is reasonable that you be paid for your services. It is very noble of you.
Agreed.
It is indeed very noble of you.
Thank you.
But I do think you are deserved of payment for your services.
He's a
Would
vile.
it be an issue if
vile
any of these
creature.
heads were missing eyeballs?
No.
They might
I
fall
don't
out
think
on the way.
He looks at
can
you
be
rather
considered
strange.
They tend to just
However,
fall out.
the-
They
They
get
get mushy
skulls.
and- no.
The scroll
Have you
that
ever
we
carried
request
a
is
headless? Have you ever carried a beheaded man? The eyeballs just tend to fall out.
I think that guy's still
They
rolling.
dry up.
it's-
They
that guy's
dry
like-
up and they.
so it's
fall
gonna- it's
out.
gonna
so
take you-
insensitive.
It's gonna take you a couple of days to prepare the scroll.
Irene says, "Yeah, well, it's not something. I mean, the sheer scale of what you're talking about is not sure."
No problem. We had to stay in the city.
And then I need to make sure that
We need
there's
to
in
stay
fact
for a couple
a
days.
circle that will accommodate that large group returning here. Does that?
Okay,
The Hippodrome.
we understand.
Well, I think that the palace would work
Mhm.
Yeah. Stop teleporting to evil things.
Oh yeah.
better.
Fair enough.
and,
Fair enough. He's just saying it's large.
Irene says, I think there is something here. Is there not, Theodore? We'll talk later.
So Irene, you tame the wild beasts, you capture the heart of the Emperor, and you make spells such as this?
Are you in love?
She looks at you askance. Yeah.
Just remarkable.
Quite the multitasker.
Thank you for the compliment.
I just say it with respect, not
Right.
love or longing.
No, but she's very reserved, kind of a manipulative person, so she doesn't necessarily isn't.
They both can only love their animals, not humans.
I'm sorry, you were saying. And
I mean,
interrupted you.
you know,
How
back
can
then,
you
like
love-
women are
how can you
not
love
at that
animals when there's
stature
the
either,
sea?
you know. So
There's the sea.
I can't imagine.
I think it was circumstance.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking out of game. Irene de Montferrat was a very
Okay, I don't know her, so
manipulative person.
yeah.
She was a kingmaker.
Okay.
So, anyway, but I digress. I mean, read about her.
Yeah, I wanna
make your own
I
joke.
wanna
Your own
look her
call.
She interests me.
Your own call. Anyway, but I digress. I'm sorry. What did you say? I
Well,
interrupt.
the scroll would be.
So we're gonna have enough time to wait for the blacksmith to finish our armor.
That's fantastic.
I think
yes.
we were gonna. I think we were gonna wait for
Versus
that
leaving
anyway. I
armor
don't
in
think-
another town.
Yes. Yeah. I don't. I'd like
Although
to.
I still have notes regarding the last one.
Me too.
So so apparently our plans were we weren't gonna wait unless something else came up.
Yeah. Well, now we're waiting. Definitely, which is good.
From Silatar in the bazaar near Teuton Tavern.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway.
Paid for
He's
that
had
one
so
in
much
full.
time to work on it. Wait till you see it.
I can't wait. Well, we're coming back, presumably. So.
Precious.
It's just gonna be like +1/2 armor.
This request would be integral and as part of us being able to obtain Ghazi's head. So it's important that this
Who are you
is part
talking
of
to?
our plan, or whoever.
Theodore?
Yeah.
Theodore, he says, I'm not sure what you're I'm not sure what you're asking or saying.
We need to have this spell before.
Well, I think
Before we
we've
head out.
agreed that
Right. Okay.
we'll do it to the extent that Irene can do it.
Okay.
And but it correct me if I'm wrong, it's going to take a couple days to get it for you. And then, the expectation is that you'll bring back his head and the son of his head. His son of his head. The head of his son. You understood what I meant.
Right.
This is a great enough boon that waiting is worth it. Well worth it.
So we have an agreement then.
Yes, we have an accord.
Irene, have you ever messed around with adding any barding?
Not with animals.
Yeah, no.
Alright.
Have you ever added any barding or armor to any animals? Have Have you ever had any successes with that?
That's not normally something I dabble in. What did you have in?
Snake.
I mean, there are people who do in town, probably, but
My wolf has accompanied me in battle many times and has taken damage. He's
there's probably someone in town. There's probably someone in town. I mean,
someone-
if there's a place to find things, it's Constantinople.
Should probably get a saddle too for that tiger.
saddle for the
Probably.
tiger.
You could probably find.
Can you imagine?
That would be
Probably
so
find
cool.
someone in town to make.
Yeah, let me train him first before I try to ride him.
That's how you train him. You got to bring him in.
I'll show you how to do that.
So you parachute.
But I don't dabble in. I dabble in more arcane type.
Arcane style.
arts.
Anyone you could recommend that I might consider trying to get some armor made for a wolf the size of
I don't normally deal with armor. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I don't want to steer you wrong. I don't.
Look for someone who makes armor for war horses.
Yes, that's a good idea.
No, that seems a reasonable start.
Yeah.
Unless you do something, dinner continues uneventfully.
At some point, whether it's during dinner or towards the end of dinner, as things are winding down, I would like to talk to Theodore in confidence, more quietly, off to the
People
side.
get up from dinner.
Sure.
And they start walking around. You see people talking. Stefan Dekonsky talking with Nicodeme and Peck. If you continue to talk to Nicodeme, they invite you into the conversation. It's mostly small talk, trivial stuff around the city. Roll a perception check. And the rest of you see the kid basically picking out 23.
Picking out of his nose.
You have a pretty good sense that Stefan is not as blind as he takes.
He's a 14th level rogue with blind sense.
You don't look so blind.
You say that to him?
I'm going to go to Stefan. I'm
Right.
just going to punch, but like
You
stop
You're
him.
gonna punch
Oh,
him?
no, like stop it before his face. Like see if he flinches. Like
You need a punch?
Why
like
would
go
you
like
do that?
right here.
You're not in the conversation.
I'm just doing this to see.
You can kill Dylan's Gundrick, but you can't take the Gundrick out of Dylan.
I'll bite. Why would you do that?
I just wanted to see like how like if
Why
You never
would
saw a
wouldn't know
blind
that.
person
You wouldn't.
Like,
you wouldn't think.
Why would you do that?
You
because you
wouldn't.
said earlier
Help
like
me out. Help me out. Everybody else, leave him alone. Why would you do that?
because you said earlier he was wearing a blindfold, but he seems to be like moving like confidently almost. So I'm going to see if like he can somehow see my fist coming.
Roll a persuasion check against the DM.
What do I have as Dylan?
whatever Rexon had.
Oh well, then that's a 2 total.
2 total.
Glad I gave him those dice.
I beat you with a 4.
Oh.
Okay.
You take 27
The next one is
damage
16.
as all of the guards
Does he
stab
actually go and do that?
You just join us. You're gonna get arrested.
Before he
If
does,
I see him, I'm gonna
just
try to
before
stop.
he doesn't get all the way up to him, you feel like this sharp, burning pain, metagaming pain in your head as you experience an aneurysm and you take 23 points of damage.
Oh,
Is that psychic damage?
Yes.
metagame damage.
Metagame damage.
I usually do that as psychic
Reroll
damage.
another character.
You're not. You're still up. Okay. Anyway, anybody else?
What is it?
Bueller. Okay,
Oh, there
he
it is.
pulls you aside. Yeah, or doesn't pull you aside. He managed to
A
find
word, yes. I heard. I know it may not entirely be my place, but I heard speak of an event involving Matthias of Bathory and the sinking of a ship.
I don't know all of the details, but yes, I mean there was a ship that was sunk. How did you hear of this?
I overheard at dinner.
Oh, I'm sorry you heard that.
Yeah,
Yes, apparently I don't know all the details yet. There's an individual. I thought he was traveling with your party. His name is Matthias of Bathory. The individual. Apparently, he sank a ship in the harbor and killed everyone on board.
Yes.
And that's all I know. I'm supposed to go speak with some individuals about it to find out more.
Matthias of Bathory has traveled with us and has not left our party for the past few weeks. At no point was he on any ship that sank, as was described. But a person in the palace right now was, and is actually the man responsible.
Person in the palace.
Yes. Their name is actually Gundrick Voxel, and before his death, he bragged about sinking a slave ship. You have access to clerics. You may speak with. You have the body, assuming it has not been burned or destroyed. I'm sure will attest to that. He is a very what's the word? He has much hubris and likes to brag of his accomplishments, which he no doubt views this as. I personally will attest to Matthias of Bathory's location, whereabouts. The past week, I've been with him every single day.
Now, out of game, you would also know that his name is not Matthias of Bathory.
Oh, it is Matthias Bathory.
Matthias Bathory. But
I thought it was
continuing.
Matthias of.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Continuing, but that's
Matthias Bathory. So that's what I said every
This
time.
whole time.
Yeah, I really thought it was Matthias of House Bathory. Right?
But
So his Matthias Bathory.
yeah.
Okay.
But,
Okay. Well then, retcon every time I said that.
but no, that's okay. I didn't know if you meant to be saying it or
No,
is
I
kind of where
actually
I was going.
thought that was like his title.
Oh, okay.
Like he
So
was Matthias of House Bathory is how he introduced
I know you
himself.
did,
Yeah.
or I know Gundrick did, but I don't know if
No, I didn't mean to.
Gymnast did.
No, Jumnus would be addressing Matthias as he knows him.
Okay, that's what I wanted to
that was my
clarify.
bad.
Okay. We will certainly, if the body is still here, we'll speak with it. Going back in time, would Gundrick Vauxhall, if he were admit to sinking a slave ship, even in his, albeit speaking with his dead body?
He told us.
And you know, I mean, I know you would speak honestly, but honestly, what would he have such hubris? And he would know he's dead.
Yeah. After hearing Kip explain how the slaves might have still been on the ship, he probably might not talk about that one anymore.
Okay, curious, interesting. Okay, interesting. Back in, he says we'll definitely see if we can speak with him. I'm not. It may not be anything. It's just they wanted me to be aware of it. There's so many things that happen in the city on a day-to-day basis, and I strive to address all of them. And sometimes they're minor incidences, and if this is nothing, it's nothing. Think nothing more of it.
I mean, and also if you'd like to question myself or Matthias, he travels with
this
us.
Matthias?
He had a little bit of indigestion problems, so he's taken. He's relaxing, resting, getting over an upset stomach after we had some street cart gyros. Didn't agree with him.
Very well.
But assuming he is healthy, he will be with us tomorrow. But this is something I wanted to bring to you because I know Matthias to be a good man, an honest man, and I know for a fact he did not do this. Gundrick has used his name. This is not the first time he's used the name of another. He's used my own name and sullied it. Or attempted to, I should say.
Let's not worry about it right now. We have established a relationship here.
Mm-hmm.
You're helping us, and hopefully we're helping you. I know that your compatriot said he would have accepted the tasking
without payment, and that is very noble.
It's absolutely.
And I'm very happy that you would do that. I believe you. But also know that even if I didn't, sometimes one has to make choices. So I accept it. But I believe you.
I appreciate that.
And one in my position needs to balance things. I hope you appreciate that perspective.
Absolutely do.
And with that, I think they're serving after dinner drinks.
That sounds great.
Yes, let's go and enjoy them. For tomorrow, some of you will protect the Emperor, meet the Emperor, and some of you will race and maybe die.
Is it too? How late is it at this point?
This has been stretched out over an evening.
Right.
It's probably late.
Had he said I was able to go to the library tonight?
Yes,
or?
he would be able to take you there.
Okay.
Yep.
When dinner is over, if I could spend a little bit of time.
Yep. Dinner concludes. People.
Tom?
Yes.
When they bring the drinks, I'm gonna feel the what's the name? The mug. That got
Okay.
something.
Got juice.
I'm gonna invite Jonas to share a drink with me.
Sure. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
I will share a drink.
We're both men of faith.
That is true.
I had a meeting with a ghost
With a ghost.
in the Church of Saint Sophia.
Have you told Kip of this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Cheers.
Sure. Drink for mine.
Sure. Do you want to drink from mine?
Sure.
Fair enough.
Let's do the whole like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
wait, no.
Kip
You
is a
would be
silly
drinking your own
fellow.
drink.
Yeah. So we trade cups and then do that.
Just each other's drink, burn each other's lips.
This was a gift from the ghost.
From the ghost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he a friendly ghost?
I'm not even gonna roll insight on you. I will just drink it.
I don't know why
I
they
trust
would,
you.
they would
You're too
waste a
drunk
magical cup on someone who doesn't drink.
Oh.
Oh no!
Eyeball.
You aged 20 years. You chose
got pretty close. So what
poorly.
happens?
I imagine that Jonas qualifies as a devout warrior, right?
I would say that's a true statement.
To a certain phase, yes.
The most of that we have.
The second paragraph, that's what happens.
Could you tap the? Thanks. Not you, Jonas. Go ahead and read.
Well, anyone may drink from the mug and filled with a strong drink of devout may be fulfilled and derive undefended.
Roll 1d2 dice.
Everybody have a good time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the second paragraph. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the
Awesome.
third paragraph.
I hope you did. You guys always surprise me, and
I thought for
eventually
sure we were
we'll
chariot
get to
racing.
use this.
Yeah. So did I.
I was positive we were
You
chariot
always
racing
surprise
today.
me. I have lots and lots of chariots. Very cool.
Those two. So-
Anyway, I'm looking forward to using them. I hope you guys do. You don't have to, but I hope you do.
Pretty sure
Um,
we're chariot racing.
I
If
thought we
could
were chariot
just
racing tonight.
Get through this longest day ever.
Oh, please. I have fun doing this too.
No, it was great. It was
3
great.
sessions of a day so far.
I didn't expect you to battle, and so I had to go running to find the stats for something that I had, but I didn't plan on. So, I mean, it's
But
just
somebody had to touch the
that's okay.
statue.
You know, that's okay. But I actually had them back here.
That either.
I had them back here. I said, "Oh, just in case," and then I didn't keep the
That's not
because I put
happening.
everything on cards,
Yeah.
and then I didn't keep the I put the cards back.
So
in
that
the
all
box.
put my AC.
In case somebody jumped off a
That one
chariot
affects my
and touched
wisdom.
it, though, right?
Yeah,
Am I
but
not?
I was like, nah, they're not going to do
60
that.
You're not that
You
stupid.
let us-
No, it wasn't a question of being stupid. It's just
Only
no,
4 days.
it's
No,
just like,
no.
you don't know. You're like, nah, I don't need that.
I don't know. You let us
Why don't
in
you just
there,
not just keep
and then
drinking
it didn't happen.
I'm not
I'm assuming you could
complaining.
only
It
have
didn't
this
happen when he did
I'm
it. So
not
it's
As
funny.
soon as
Funny.
we had
Start
talked about it, and we were
one
like,
team,
Tom's never
it's
gonna let us in
awkward.
there before the race.
I
I'm not
That's the way. If you
complaining.
drink with the
But
like,
I
Tom's
kind
never
of
gonna let
looked
us
at it.
in.
It's like, why would he not?
No, it doesn't
What is he?
So
what is
because
it?
he
no harm,
tricked
no
you.
foul,
Okay.
right?
So you can't
Yeah.
drink it ever yourself. You can't
Huh?
use it yourself.
Well,
there are some
there's some caveats.
some leeway.
There's some.
I didn't read the
it's
whole
just
thing, so I don't know.
There's some
you can't-
leeway there.
You know, it's kind of like one of those things. It's kind of meant to be more of a role play item. Okay, Eli, traits, ideal, bonds, flaws. How things went tonight? What your thoughts?
Race.
Well,
You went so far, was that?
I really enjoyed the game, but I don't
Yeah.
think I got to use
If only it was actually curved.
to
Yeah,
do
go
a lot
around.
of role play. No, I just I managed to talk with I met an Orthodox priest. I
cool. You tried to
tricked Jonas.
Very roguish of you, actually. That might actually be the most rogue thing you've ever
It
done.
really is.
100%.
Is that what that
Other
that
than
was?
sneak attacking
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
You
Rick
stabbed a
Mug was in check.
ghost. That was kind of cool. Not
what did you say?
The
Triple
mug was in
whooshed
check.
one.
The mug.
Double.
Well, you double
What did
whooshed.
they do?
Oh, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I thought what you did with talking with
What did the mug
Nicodeme
do?
of Pack
Yeah, that
was
really
cool. I mean,
What did the
that
mug
it was
do?
in
Did it
character,
poison
not
No,
cool.
it
was in
bumps a couple
character,
of my stats and my
that it
HP
was
stuff
something you
for 1d4
that
days, so
Shalom
3 days.
would do.
How's that a check?
Yeah.
And I like that you did that with him and you didn't kind of
It
metagame
has to
with
be
it, and I thought that was
by
that was
devout
awesome.
warrior, and you can't be looking for the benefit. So I had no idea that would happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. So you
That
tricked me
makes
into-
it more interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
It's a definitely.
at least you got a role play, but now you know.
Well,
the second
as a
time.
character, does he know something happened, or is it just more?
Well, I know
I just
something
feel better.
happens.
Yeah, right.
And I know that
but it's
you
kind
had
of random.
That's some holy
You-
shit.
So you don't know the drink was anything
I'm-
special.
That just makes me feel good. I'm assuming.
I know something happens, and I know that
He drinks
only
that's some
a
holy
devout
shit.
person
Yeah.
should be drinking from it. But that's as far as I know.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
I thought it was
me and in character, you know.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I like that you played that part out with Nicodeme of Pack. I didn't see an adventure log from you, correct?
No,
That's
I
cool.
did not.
That's fine. 13. I'm getting an experience point bonus. We're trying something new based upon differences of level. You're level 5, I believe.
Yes.
Correct. And so you get a 750 experience. You get 1,300 experience. Okay, doke. Ryan, Balder, virtue, traits, ideal, bonds, flaws.
Well, I have a new flaw, right? That apparently I think rapidly aging will increase my wisdom score. So I attempt to age as much as I can. Other than that, nothing else.
That flaw is not going to
So-
last very long.
Ghosts.
That's your new whatchamacallit there.
My new flaw.
Okay.
If I get older faster, my wisdom score will go.
Maybe you'll Benjamin Button once you hit a certain age and start going backwards.
No, really not too much. So
No, I thought it was good.
I just followed my dream and.
you know what?
Follow your dream.
I like that
work
you
out.
did something that
Something
actually took me in another direction, even though it wasn't what I planned on. It's fun because it doesn't need to be Tom. I hope it never comes across this way blatantly. I mean, obviously, there's always, as Brad has said, there's a little bit of railroading sometimes. I try not to make it. I always say, "Am I doing that?" And I know when I've done it, and I try not to do it. But that when you did that, I was like, "Yeah, just go with it." So I thought that was cool.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought I was doing. I'm like, well, I had that dream. Nothing too bad happened when he touched it. Let's do it.
I did not see an adventure log from you, correct?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
okay.
he did.
Okay, you did. Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry, I didn't read it real close. You're 8th level. You got 750 on experience, sir. Okay. Mark, Beastmaster.
Yeah. I had Kip kind of freak out a little bit when the spirits came out, and then try to communicate with them, which failed miserably. And then
Which I thought.
tried to I don't know, just spend some time trying to do the whole Beastmaster routine. But the flaw was really the speak with the spirits this time around.
I thought it was. I mean, for me personally, your interaction with Irene.
Mhm.
Okay, this might be metagaming, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. It's helpful for me to prepare when I know you're going to do something. So I you alluded to it in your adventure log that you know, hey, I want to pursue this, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that from a DM's perspective, because then I can kind of prepare a plan ahead of time. And you don't have to take my plan.
Yeah.
It might go like that. But at least I can prepare something.
Right.
And so for me, that was really beneficial. So I do appreciate it. Thank you for the adventure, obviously, as I just said, the adventure log and the kind of the hooks that you built into it. 1250 on experience. Brad. Yes.
Oh,
Traits have bonds, flaws. Mattias, you're not here. And obviously, there's a bonus built in there because you're 2 levels below the highest person.
I feel like Jonas is changing again. He's been constantly evolving the entire time, and I've been updating his ideals, traits, bonds, and flaws to kind of, I guess, account for that. So he's going through another change, so he's kind of in flux. I don't know if I essentially accurately portrayed any of those this session in particular, but he kind of he's worried, he's concerned for Baldur, and he's kind of still and what's drawing him to that. So I was kind of trying to babysit him in a way. It just didn't work out at all. And then he's devoted to just vanquishing evil, destroying Osmangazi, and he helped. We officially got a quest. It's
true.
Been on my quest log this whole time.
No, I don't think it was an official quest.
It wasn't, but now it's a
quest.
Sure, yeah, no, but I have my own quest list, and it started off find the man from your dreams, and then I checked that off, and now it's kill him. So it's been on my list for a long while. Okay. And now it's official. So
now it's kind of
cool.
I think the party is.
It's sanctioned.
Unless I'm wrong, the party's kind of obliged itself to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think everybody's on board anyway. So he's kind of Jonas is driving the party in a direction.
Yeah. Thank you for the adventure log and the hooks in there. 750 on experience, sir. Sure. Brian, traits of deal bonds, flaws, the warrior.
I at least raged once.
You did?
And I double whooshed a ghost.
This is true. Double whoosh.
Double whooshed him.
He looked really whooshed.
Yeah, what else did I do?
At least 2 times the normal amount.
Yes.
I don't know.
Almost a Nike slogan.
I don't know what I did. What did I do?
You fought with the. You did what you always said. You're the warrior. You're the warrior. Yeah. My friends and my freedom is my life. Yeah, you restore honor to my people. You went in and you fought. I thought it was awesome. And I was impressed that when Irene came in, you actually said, "I thought of all people, there's no way he's going to bow to Irene." And then you said, "I bow slightly." And I was like, I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, ooh,
it's a loadie.
I'm impressed.
Fourth is evolving somewhat.
I think that's
learning.
You don't have to bend in Tom's way.
So I see it. No, I see it as though he's learning. He's learning as he's going on, like how to get things from people, and that he can't just be so abrasive all the time. And he's still abrasive, but he's picking up little things. I was gonna have him go to the library with Jonas. That was gonna be interesting.
That would be interesting. Well, you still can.
I am.
That was a massive headache.
So yeah.
Can you read?
Not currently.
That's up to him.
A little
He
bit.
needs a long rest.
A little bit, not much.
It's because the barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
In other editions, they had the trait.
He needs a long rest before he can get his brain
They didn't
juice
know how
back.
to read.
Oh, I don't think that's in.
No, not in 5th.
It's not funny.
Yeah, it's up to you. 1250 on experience. Dylan, how did you like playing Virexian?
Yeah.
How do you like the new artwork for Virexian?
It's really good.
It is very good. Thank you for working with me. We were doing things like that. Dylan was incredibly responsive. I told him, I said, hey, the artist is going to send me a sketch. You need to reply as soon as you possibly can. And he replied literally in under a few minutes.
It also helped that have 4-day weekend.
It did. And then they send, and we went, because it goes back and forth. And you know from having done it with the previous artists, it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And if the's a delay, Oh my God, it just becomes painful.
Stain photo?
So thank you for doing that. Traits ideal bonds flaws. I don't really know what your traits ideal bonds flaws are. So work them up if you can.
I kind of like I have them here on my sheet. I'll send them.
Send them to me.
The 1250 was with
With
my
500
adventure log,
points.
right?
Yep. The difference is because you're 6 levels, so another 500.
Ding. Just ding.
Ding! You're 7? Oh! Okay, and in character, what'd you do? Not do?
the whole thing in.
I mean,
How'd
I
it
killed
go?
one of the ghosts.
Hey,
I
guys.
created under the statue.
Join me.
Obviously, some of
I'm sorry?
I killed one of the ghosts. I created under the statue.
Cool. Yep. I hope you're enjoying playing this new character. It's probably very different than what you played before.
The first like
Yeah, like
30 minutes or so, I just kept thinking to myself, nah, that's way too much country kind of playing into this character.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all cool. What would you? I thought it was awesome. Very, very cool. I'm giving a bonus now. I don't know if you saw that, based upon the differences in level. Your 4th level, so you got the most of everybody difference here, but 1750 on experience. Okay, cool. Awesome. I hope everybody had a good time. Thank you for watching 7-Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. Again, we would like to thank Siren Escape for the use of their audio sound effects. You probably hear them still in the background. That's www.sirenscape.com. Artist Yenu and Silky Noir for the terrific character art. Please patronize them at the @symbol. Take care, Dylan. Yenu Draws on Instagram, @symbol on Tumblr and Twitter, and the @symbol at Silky Noir on DeviantArt. Please comment in the Twitch chat room, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Please let us know how we may improve and or improve our stream. Also, please follow us on Twitch and Instagram. There's so much noise, my head is about to explode. That's okay. Shut up. I'm used to it. This is like work. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Please subscribe. It took us a year to get to 53. We want to get to 100. Okay, for now, thank you for watching. Please, thank you for watching. Roll a 7-sided die. Have a great night. Okay.